Good morning. It is Tuesday, the 19th of September. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And let's get to know our host for today.
It's your boy, Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Morning, people.
Your favorite shade queen that you love to hate, my own royalty.
Good morning, Big Man Youth in the building.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That is right. How's everybody this morning?
We all right, man. We good over here.
Love that.
Can't complain. Say again?
Is it working properly for Max?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can indeed.
Yep.
Yep. I'll say something.
Yo, mic
Yeah,
check
yeah.
1, 2.
I thought the other question of the day was nicer. I would never. Okay, question of the day, sorry.
I think that was old.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's a shame. You've now got stories for days. So the question of the day is, what is the best theatre play or show you've seen?
I thought we've had this before.
I haven't been to theatre.
Whatever.
No, my first time this week.
Okay.
God willing.
Brent, if you don't make that happen, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to be in for the next 2 weeks. Several reasons I need to make that happen. I don't know.
For me, I haven't been to many. Motown. Motown's probably my fave.
I can't remember, you know. There's one I saw in Hackney Empire. Funny enough, it had Jeffrey in it. You know Jeffrey from
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, yeah. He
How's
was in
it?
it, yeah.
I like.
And it,
Is he really British?
yeah, he is, yeah.
I've always been the accent on.
No, it's English.
Love that for him.
And I can't remember what it's called, but it was years ago. It was like they went back in time, basically looking at certain black people who'd been influential and stuff.
Oh,
So they had
nice.
Malcolm X in it. They had a few other people in it. I
Should
can't remember
be
what
there.
it's called though.
Of course, that's the one you go watch.
The Magic Dutch Pot.
The what? That's yours. What was that about? Don't just say the name as if we're meant to know and drop mic
Supposed to know what that
and
is.
exit the chat. I'm Nigerian.
Okay. I think it's Pantomime.
Oh, is it? Okay. I find this annoying.
Right.
What are you doing? What are we doing here?
It's interactive.
Are those the
isn't
silent
it?
ones?
No.
Oh, what? Oh, those are mimes. My bad. My bad. I feel like mimes annoy me.
Pantomimes are like done at Christmas time, so it was like a take on one of them original ones. No, one of them like Scrooge or something. I don't know, one of them
okay. Oh,
Christmassy
the Grinch.
things. Something like this. It was like a version of one of them. I'm nearly sure.
I hear you.
I think I saw it at Hackney Empire as well.
You liked it so much you saw it twice.
Huh?
You liked it so much you saw it twice?
There you go.
Did you then?
No.
Okay. I feel like the Grinch gets a bad rep, by the way. Sorry, just said when you said Scrooge. Because I never watched it because as a kid he scared me. Why are you green? But then I watched as an adult. I was like, it makes sense. Everyone making a whole mess and making a scene about Christmas. The guy had bills to pay and shit to do. He was an adult.
I don't know if I've seen The Grinch.
It's really good. You should watch it. It's really good.
What, the film or the play, you mean?
The film.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's with Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. innit?
Yeah. Very good.
Like, I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've watched it from like credit to credit.
He gets a bad rep. Because when I watched the full thing, I said, I'm on his side then. I'm a Grinch too then. Oh, yeah.
I'm a Grinch.
Yeah, I'm a definite Grinch. It's nearly Christmas as well. It's crazy. I went to, where did I go? Tesco, I think. And they had, did someone say Christmas? I said, no one did. Not a damn soul in the nation did. And they've got like the whole Christmas thing starting to set up. Capitalism. Brent, what's yours?
Has the Coca-Cola advert started yet? Because that's when you know.
Oh, no, not yet. When you get that and the M&S one,
Then you know.
I wonder what the M&S one's going to be saying this year. They've been very cultural the past few years.
See the one that had fling in it? Was that real? Or was that mock-up?
They had what in it?
Fling.
Oh, that was
Lynn.
Fling, you know the Bashman song? Fling, what the fuck is it?
That was real.
Was that real?
That was like Sainsbury's or Marks and Spencer's or something.
Sainsbury's.
It was Sainsbury's.
Was that real?
Yeah, with all in their jumpers and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
When
was-
the cameras above them.
Yeah, that was real. Yeah.
That was real.
I'm sure that was a legit
It was on
advert.
TV. I don't think it was real, you know.
Right, where did I see it, on TV or online?
I saw.
I think we saw I saw it online, but I think people were saying it should be the Christmas advert.
Okay.
I don't think it was real. That would have been protests.
Do you think?
White lives matter and all sorts.
I feel like I saw it on telly though. You sure? I
I
saw it on the timeline.
I actually can't remember. Let's Google it quickly.
Was that only on the timeline?
Yeah, it was
It was
on the
everywhere.
timeline, it was heavy on the timeline, but I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I
But
don't
I
watch
saw
TV,
it so much, I convinced myself that I saw it on telly.
Hold on.
Christmas ad. Is that real?
It must have been real, man.
Do you remember when D Double was on the Christmas ad?
Buku. What's that again? What episode was that again?
Wasn't it last year or 2 years ago? No. And everyone started complaining.
They don't want us to have no. They don't want us to have no fun, you know. Well, it's every year they're gonna go for it anyway.
Yeah, M&S. It's M&S. So
It's M&S.
It came out in 2019.
It's
it
legit,
real?
innit?
I'm not sure. This is not
I don't think
the
it
official
was.
account of M&S. It's just somebody who uploaded it.
I don't think it was. I think.
I feel like it was legit. I can't lie to you.
I mean, to be fair, we remember. We can make it legit.
It done its thing anyway. It had its impact it
It
needed.
definitely did.
Ding dong, filling your
That was
shoulder.
fun. Well, hopefully we might get some kind of cultural thing this year. Brent, what's your favourite
Yeah, it was
Display.
Motown too, you know.
Motown?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I think I've seen the official one, but I'm not going to play it out loud. Play it in my ear real quick.
That was a good time.
You guys seen like Lion King
No, I want to see that though. I want to see
Lion
Lion King. I want to
King?
see
Yeah.
Matilda.
in theatre?
Yeah, I heard it's
Oh.
really good.
Yeah, everyone I've spoken to says it's like the best.
Yeah, everyone says it's the best.
Yeah.
I want to try and see it.
Yeah, it really is good.
Have
You
you
ain't
seen it?
seen it, Brent.
Yeah, I have.
You ain't been.
So, and you picked Motown. Why did you pick Motown then?
fake.
So I didn't know if it is
It was fake.
The M&S ad.
Yeah. But the real song is hip hop though. It's jump around, jump around.
Oh,
Yeah.
the whites kind of took that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Theatre?
I don't know if it is that we were talking about high level productions. Because I just went to I think it was Hackney Theatre to watch the Motown one.
Oh, okay.
But the Lion King one is
Yeah.
proper stage
Proper
thing.
stuff, yeah.
I'm even thinking I'm watching like proper TV.
Is it?
It was a 4D experience.
Really?
It came up the aisles and all sorts.
Stop it.
In their
Oh, that's-
stilts and whatnot. You telling me I didn't watch it?
I don't believe you.
How?
I don't know.
I feel like he was one of the people I was
I
telling
was
about
the
it,
first
though.
person to tell him he should go check it.
I think it was, yeah.
It was a very, very 4D experience.
That was when they come up the aisle and stuff. What show was I watching and the person punched them? It was a sitcom though. And basically, it's when they do this thing, but basically they didn't give the person the warning that this is what usually. Oh, was that to Raven? No, it wasn't. I can't remember. But they didn't give the person the memo that at these shows this is what happens. And then when the person, no, it was sister, I think. I don't know. I watched so many shows. But yeah, I do want to watch Lion King. I've heard really, really good things about it. I'm going to add that to my list. There's a few things I need to do in life. Like I want to pick up as hobbies. Theatre might be one of them. It's an expensive hobby though, but so is everything I like. So there we go. All right, well, let's get the show on the road. Oh, wait. Please like the video. I'm going to start doing verbal reminders now. So kindly, please like the video and share it. Do all that great stuff. Drop it on your timelines while you watch it. Put people on. And let's get into our headlines.
So far, so good.
Love that for us.
Okay, so our first headline. Keir Starmer has been accused of a Brexit betrayal after vowing to rewrite the UK's deal with Brussels. Ahead of talks with French President Emmanuel Macron tomorrow, the Labour leader said he wanted to secure much better arrangements with the EU. Keir, who campaigned for a second referendum and supported a return of free movement, has previously told Brexit voters that he would not seek major changes to the deal struck by Boris Johnson. And in an interview with the Financial Times, he insisted he did not want to reverse the referendum result and was focused on trying to make it work. But Tories warned that Sir Keir Starmer could take Britain back to square one, while Brussels observers said a closer deal would be possible only by signing up to EU laws. Downing Street ruled out a renegotiation, saying that Rishi Sunak was focusing on maximising opportunities outside of the EU. Next headline takes us to Birmingham, where the city council is braced for intervention by the government after effectively declaring itself bankrupt. It's thought that commissioners could be sent in to run the authority this week. And according to the BBC, they've been told in a statement, they've been told that a statement is due in the Commons today. A minister for the Department for Levelling Up, Housing and Communities is expected to set out the first steps in the process. The council is facing the prospect of a £760 million bill to settle equal pay claims. 2 weeks ago, it warned that the bill was increasing by £5 million to £14 million each month. Ex-worker and pay claimant Sally Maybury questioned why the local authority had not acted sooner. The council filed a Section 114 notice early this month, which means it's effectively bankrupt and has halted all but essential spending. The authority needs to settle the multi-million pound bill, having already paid out more than £1 billion in compensation to underpaid, mainly female workers who missed out on bonuses given to staff in traditionally male-dominated roles. Now, last headline is a bit of an update on yesterday's topic of the day, and this is obviously surrounding Russell Brand and his allegations. So big trigger warning here, guys. And the Met Police has said that it's received an allegation of sexual assault against Russell Brand, now dating back to 2003. So it comes after 4 women made sexual abuse allegations against the star between 2006 and 2013 as part of an investigation by The Times, The Sunday Times, and Channel 4 dispatches. The comedian has been due to perform at the Theatre Royal in Windsor on Tuesday, with more dates scheduled in Wolverhampton and Plymouth for later this month. But the tour promoter said in a statement on Monday that we're postponing these few remaining addiction charity fundraiser shows. We don't like doing it, but we know you will understand. Since the publication, the Times said that it had been contacted by several women with further claims about Brand, but said that their allegations had not yet been investigated and will now be rigorously checked. On Monday, for those who don't know, one of his accusers claimed that the BBC star picked her up from school and took her to his house when she was just 16 years old. In addition to this, while we were basically getting ready, there's been some breaking news, man, regarding Russell Brand, and this is basically YouTube. They've stepped in now. Remember yesterday we were talking about his followers, his subscribers going up.
What they deplatformed him?
They've stopped the monetization.
That was my word on road.
Was it?
No, carry on.
Yeah, they basically stopped the monetization.
I think that's so out of order, by the way. That's what I was going to say about it. Because you know what it is about people being cancelled and whatnot, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand while people have serious allegations and whatever, say they have, like, a show they're doing, I understand the company or whatever saying we're going to pause that until this is sorted out. I understand you're not getting new jobs or whatever. But, like, when we start doing the whole something that he's already worked for and he's getting money from that, first of all, how am I going to pay my lawyers if I'm not allowed to monetize? Because I feel like the equivalent of the YouTube stuff is, say an artist is being accused of something, then all your royalties from your music now, they're saying you're not going to get that. That's the equivalent of it. Because monetization is his royalties from the videos he's already got up and stuff.
Yep.
So YouTube are just thieves. I don't see why they're involved in any of this, because you don't have a lot of people on your platforms. Like, I don't understand YouTube's business in any of this. Mm-hmm. You're literally like a platform. Do you get what I mean? It's like Google getting involved in something. Like, you're literally a platform where people put their information on there. It doesn't make sense to me. So the monetization thing, I think that's wild, man. Yeah,
they're suspending it, man. And basically they're saying it's because he's violated our creator responsibility policy. That's the reason why. He currently does he was doing 5 videos a week. And so imagine all of that is,
He's doing a lot, you know.
Yeah, 5 videos a week.
He was getting £1 million for monetization a year.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yeah. And that's the bag they've stopped now. They're just upset. Because I don't understand what it's got to do with them.
No.
Like a real child of God.
I'm going to move in a minute.
You two are you two are the same people.
When I clip it up, it matters.
Yeah, but I'm not going to stay like that the whole show. You know I'm not.
You're the same people. And that's what makes me laugh every time. You just fair skinned, he's dark skinned, the same people.
I smile more.
So you smile more?
Yes.
Because you're happier.
When you're mad, though, you're mad.
Let's move on.
You're mad. When we put this piece off here, it's mad.
Sorry.
No, Brett, I'm sorry. It's just, it's intense.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
But yeah, man, I think that I've ordered for that, man. That's really out of order. That's not nice. He's worked hard for the money. Do you know what I mean? I feel like is this show like a YouTube show?
Yeah, he just does videos and that.
No, but does he do videos like everyone does videos and he puts them on YouTube, or has he been hired by YouTube to do these videos?
No,
I
it's
think
him.
it's his.
It's him just picking up and putting the videos on.
Yeah, they're mad for that, man.
Do they have terms and conditions that he has breached off the back of this particular information that has come to light?
Well, he hasn't been charged for anything, so he shouldn't be allowed to act on it like that anyway.
Because what's the responsibility act they're talking about?
It's probably that but from the allegations, but if it's just allegations, then how can they act on it, if that makes sense?
And is that in everybody's thing or just his? Oh, my
I
experience.
think everybody.
In everybody's thing.
Yeah, but you know they'll tie in something if they wouldn't get rid of you, innit?
Say that again.
They'll tie in something. Which I said.
Benos. And I was thinking, what?
I heard that too.
I heard
somehow.
Benos, right? Yeah.
Benos.
Yeah.
I said, why is he in it?
Benos on your mind.
Not serious. I said they'll tie in something if they want to get rid of you.
Yeah, but
Shout out Benos.
big up Benos every time. But the thing is, though, on YouTube, there's all sorts of people there.
Yeah, 100%. But they're insignificant.
And this is it.
That's right, yeah.
So because he's making money, they just want to stop that bag. They don't, because that way they don't have to pay him out for what it, because people are going to watch ads and whatever else, yeah? They're going to get to keep the money. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have to pay him out.
If though,
Or, yeah.
if he beats all the allegations and stuff, they'll probably give him all the money though.
They might back 100%.
Yeah, because they're suspending it. They just won't give him the money. They'll still accumulate, and then give it to him.
That's silly though. Because it's still on stuff that I've already done and worked for.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What can you do?
that's why you need to create your own platform.
Big
CMB.
facts.
CMB, honey.
When footballers are charged and they're suspended, do they still get pay whilst that's
Ooh.
going on?
Sometimes, not all the time.
You know when
Mendy did it, innit? Mendy's taking them to court. I
I'm
think
not
they
sure,
stopped. I thought they stopped paying Mendy.
Precisely.
but you know like
This
when
would
the
be the same thing.
because when the police kill people,
Yeah, exactly.
they're suspended with pay. And they're under investigation. So I feel like it will always depend on the person and if they like you or not.
This is separate. Because they say that they're suspended with pay.
Yeah.
But I'm asking if it is that the footballers
Oh,
have the same privilege or blessing.
Yeah, but he's going
But
through,
then-
even with the footballers, even with he's going through wherever he's going through. It's not like YouTube or some governing body.
But they're a private company, right? They can
So-
do what they want.
Okay, yeah.
That's
for
true.
real.
When
So is it in the terms and conditions? Like,
that's true. When you sign up to these terms and conditions, no one reads.
I told you that no one reads terms and conditions. But also, if he hasn't been charged yet and it's just allegations, what is they got something pertaining to allegations in the terms and conditions?
I don't know.
And I think that's what I find interesting because there's literally all sorts of characters on YouTube.
Because it might be, if it is that you bring undue negative attention to the platform,
YouTube bring it to.
will suspend you because people would be getting onto YouTube.
So what did you know about GMB News then? They're walking on due negative attraction.
But it's not accusations of rape, though.
One of them has been accused of
Oh, you mean
such.
Dan Wootton.
Yes. Yet he's there
Oh, yeah,
presenting
for
all the
real.
time. Did they stop their monetization?
No, but they don't present on YouTube, right? They
Yeah.
put their clips on YouTube. They have a whole different broadcast.
Okay, so he actually like broadcasts
He's a
on
broadcaster,
YouTube,
yeah,
like
yeah,
us.
on national TV. Not like us.
No, nothing like us.
Yeah, nothing like us.
That's what I meant. Okay. That
And
makes
plus,
sense.
he's kind of yeah.
Paid by different companies. Yeah. It's not YouTube.
Fair enough then. Read the terms and conditions, guys. But the thing is, when you read terms and conditions, yeah, if you don't agree to it, you can't go in, right?
Yeah.
So it's catch-22. I tried to decline once. They were like, okay, back to the start. Read again. This world. Okay, fair enough. Is that it?
That's it. Yes.
Thank you. Let's get into our what you saying topic of the day.
All right. So, our topic of the day, right? It's going to be surrounding. Open.
I really liked when I saw this discourse online.
Of course.
The discourse.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yes. All right. So you'll be able to definitely chime in, right? So, this pub is called the Prince of Peckham, right? And people are talking about it. I'll read the initial tweet, and I think everything spiraled from here, right? And basically, this particular page or whatever said that in 2017, Clement Ogbonna invested 200k to open a pub in South London, Prince of Peckham. It generated 4 million in 2022, so 5 years later.
Big up him.
Yeah. He reinvested the profits to acquire another pub in South London, which he's calling it the Queen of South, under a newly launched pub group, The Village. He's excelling, he's doing well, fantastic, right? That was quote tweeted, and somebody said, good for him, but the fact his pub sells Jamaican cuisine from a white-owned catering company will never sit right with me.
They're called white man can't
I'll
joke.
be honest with you, I've had it before and it fucking slaps, bro.
Do you know
I'll keep it a fucking buck.
Yusuf,
I had it one time, and I
Yusuf,
still remember it to this day.
speak on it, because I'll be honest,
Bruv. Are you mad?
I saw everything online and said
I'm
one
still waiting.
thing.
I'm still waiting to have seconds.
Listen, I've been back a few times. It still slaps.
Fam, it's big.
I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm pro-black. I'm gonna call out the hair shops. I'm dealing with you. Sort of think I'm about to cancel them honey wings. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. White men can't jerk.
And they're telling me, oh yeah, you need to try white men can't jerk.
No, they jerk.
And I was like, really? Do I?
Monks.
I don't sound like I need to try it.
No, you
and They
do.
were like, no, trust me.
Yeah, no, it's big. It's big in the game.
I
So.
don't know, I ain't had it yet. But
It's the irony of it all. White man can't jerk.
you said they can.
They can. Yes, they can. Yes, they bloody can.
But I think the fact that a black-owned establishment hired them speaks volumes, because obviously they tasted the food obviously beforehand, innit? So the fact
This
that
is
they hired
it.
them to be their caterers,
You didn't
it's,
do diligence.
it's telling, right? You wouldn't hire you wouldn't hire a shit caterer and a shit white caterer at that
This
to
is
make
it.
jerk. It doesn't make no sense.
He did his due diligence and big up that black man.
Oh, yes, there you go.
Because basically someone was like, oh yeah. Because obviously, I guess it's the Caribbean thing and it's a Caribbean culture thing. So when non-Caribbeans speak, like I'm speaking, people take offense to it. And someone's like, yeah, but what if there was somewhere and they're now selling like jollof or whatever it is. But someone's like, do you know what the sad thing is? Like, we just accept it because we accept
Someone said your mic is not close to your phone.
we accept things
I
anyway.
don't think they know that you're lathering your leg.
Not lathering.
Don't worry, he's doing something. The mic will be in front of his mouth just now.
But yeah, man. Yeah, that was interesting.
What do you guys feel about that? Obviously, we've ascertained that the food is amazing, right?
No, you guys have to go. I think they might have vegan options.
Yeah, I'm looking at the menu now.
I'm gonna go this weekend.
They've got like
Good
a
spot. They have
well.
this chicken and chips thing they do. It's like jerk chicken and chips. With a nice sauce on it.
they've got quite a few
Beautiful scenes.
things, man. Desserts, the East Side vegan.
There you are.
Sounds like me. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bit of me.
So, how does that really kind of sit with you guys, though? That black-owned company serving black food, it seems anyway, and the people who are preparing this black food are white people, or at least the company that does it is owned by white people.
The food's good, man. It's not everyday outrage. The food's good.
Because you know what it is? I feel like, yeah, if it was a thing where, like, we've seen many establishments where white people own it and black people are the ones slaving in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And all the money's going to the owners.
Yes.
For me, this is giving payback time,
There you go.
slave trade, put them to work.
How?
If we're going to look at that.
In what way?
Because the money's going to the black guy.
Because
The
the
black
white-
guy is the one who's
Because the
opening
whites
different
are
branches.
working for the blacks.
It's a black-owned business. It's a black-owned business with white staff.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Their staff.
Not the Prince of Peckham. Remember, he's getting the catering from somewhere. That catering company is a white business.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah, I know,
saying,
I
he's
know.
saying the Prince of Peckham is owned by a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he's hired white men
White-
can't jerk
yeah.
to provide them food. They're a white company.
And
but
they're working
there's-
for him.
Yeah, but they're still a company. It's not like they're employees.
They are.
They got
Yeah,
contracts.
but they're I get
so
that.
he
But
still hired them.
you can be a
but
contracted
it's-
employee.
go on. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the dynamic is not like boss and staff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like normal staff members in the Prince of Peckham don't have contracts. And, obviously
Yeah,
they've
but
got
he still
contracts,
owns
you know what I'm trying to
he
say?
still owns the business, innit?
Ultimately, the money
100%.
comes to him.
I'm not taking it away from him owning the business. I'm just talking about the fact that he's gone to another business
Yeah.
that's preparing West Indian food.
Yeah, to a
Black
high
food
to a high
standard, 100%,
high
right?
caliber, yeah.
Which probably means the staff members who are preparing are black, right? Likely.
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
anyway,
staff
right?
members, they're black.
Yeah.
You saying that they're black?
No, of the actual catering company.
No, you're saying the white men can't jerk. Their staff are black.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
No, I'm assuming because the food's good.
Yeah, but we can't assume though. In this, we can't assume that just because the food's good.
I'm not sure, actually.
You know what I mean? We can't just assume they're black just because the food's
When my
good.
wings touch my table,
I
ain't
think
looking at who made it.
for the sake of this argument, assume that they're white. The company's called White Men Can't Jerk. We can't
I think it's
assume
just a
they're black.
white-owned company.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think it's.
Fair
I don't
enough.
think everyone that cooks. I don't think it's the white men that are jerking the chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't. Yeah.
You're saying that the white company has hired black people to do the cooking.
That's
And
what
it's
I'm
called white
saying.
men can't
So it's like
jerk.
a Matrix type of thing, a little tenant thing.
That's
I think I've
basically
seen
what I'm
videos
saying.
of it. It is white men cooking, isn't it?
Let me check. Let me
I've
look
seen
at
it
the
in action. I feel
Instagram.
like I've seen them in action. It is white men cooking.
Oh wow.
Let me look at it. It's well, shit
Put a
was
pool up.
supposed to make me hungry.
Don't quote me on that, but I feel like I've seen videos of that.
To be fair
It is
though,
white men in the kitchen.
Okay.
white
Okay.
men can't jerk. Here they are. Let's see what hand is serving the chicken. Okay, well. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, hold on. I can't find any of the chefs. I can't see them cooking food. Oh yeah, no. There's a black chef here in one of the videos. There's another black guy standing in the corner there. I think it's just mixed, man. Nah, this is. Yeah, the black man is the one that's jerking up the jerk.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
What branch is this? Chef Michael. He's called. Big up, Chef Michael.
Big up. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then, if that's the case, then is there a story here then? If the food's made by black people,
Yeah, I mean they're still in a position of obviously everyone's an employer, depending on your thingy, but they're, I guess, in the position of being the employee.
the whole selling
There's no
point-
ownership.
The whole selling point, I don't understand.
What do you mean?
How can it be called white men can't jerk? And the black men are jerking, then they really can't. So I don't understand. That ain't
Well,
the
there
whole
you are
selling
then.
point.
Oh,
Huh?
so there you are then.
What's a great name?
They're saying white men can't jerk, so we get black people to jerk it up.
yeah, so there you go. They can't jerk. They ain't jerking.
There you go.
No, but yeah, okay. I don't understand this.
If
I think it's a great business
if we're assuming that it's just the name of the company, and they're not actually cooking the food, then it's just a name. It's just a smart play on white men can't jump, basically.
Yeah,
The
but if you're gonna, I thought the whole point of the white men can't jerk is the irony, the fact that they
Yeah, I don't think
can
it was.
jerk.
Maybe they do cook as well. Maybe
Ain't that the whole point of it? If that's not the point of it,
No,
yeah,
but maybe
what are we
they're-
doing it? I
Well,
don't
now I'm thinking
understand.
about it though. Maybe they're actually confirming to the people that indeed this is not our culture. We can't do this. Let's
Oh, but
leave
we
it to
can just
people who
own
can.
shit.
If I was a spicy white and I was with a black woman,
Yeah.
I'd name my company that and hire her brothers and cousins.
Name the company that and the white men don't cook. This ain't right. That's not. What, can you hear what's going on there? Or am I going crazy? Is it just me?
Yeah, but don't they do the
You're
same
thinking
thing with
Caribbean
like?
is. African. Well, Brent is. I don't know what Brent is. Brent is doing something. Over
No,
there.
I feel like I'm missing. This surely, if the white men ain't cooking, surely this ain't right.
No, it makes
Why?
sense that white men aren't cooking.
it's
though.
called white men can't jerk. So they're playing into the name.
Okay, I've just seen one of them in the kitchen with an apron on, but I don't know if he was just serving the food to look nice or what he was doing.
Obviously, I think this has been.
He was on salad.
It's most probably just a mixture. Of everything.
Do you know what's mad, Brent? He never did anything in the clip. You just see him holding the chicken and a knife.
All right, so guys, let's get back to the thing, right?
Back in the car.
Do you guys have a problem with it though? Do you guys have a problem? How much? We kind of spoke about this the other day, yeah, but how much does a black business have to be black to be considered black?
You talking about this business in particular, or just any business?
Any business. If you want, let's keep it to restaurants.
Black owned.
So okay, cool. So
If it's not
So as
black
long as it's
owned,
black owned?
It's not a black business.
cool.
White men, is that you?
Good morning, caller.
Oh no, they be jerking. They be cooking.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning,
Christine.
Christy.
Hi. Just quickly, the owners of the company are white. They also did do the cooking. So initially, in the inception of Prince of Peckham, when they hired them, it was all white people. Let's be clear. They were jerking. They were doing the jerking. So I don't know, because maybe they've gotten bigger because of the popularity of Prince of Peckham, and also the Clement acquiring Queen of South, they would have hired more staff. So I get why, obviously, you're seeing a black person now, but initially, their selling point was white man can't jerk, but they were white. That was their selling
And they were
point,
jerking.
But that makes sense to me. That's it.
and they were jerking.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because when I went
So
like,
just
further down the
just to
page,
make that clear.
Thank you.
yeah, you can see
thank
them in
you.
the kitchen
Yeah, I
actually.
assume
further
they
down
were
the page
cooking,
and
but
stuff.
just a mixture of everyone, innit?
Yeah.
Them and stuff.
Yeah.
Most
So
definitely.
yeah, that's how it was in the beginning. So yeah, but
All right, so
I just wanted to call to make that clear.
let's keep it from that perspective. Yeah.
Thanks, Christy.
Yeah. Thank you, Christy.
Bye.
Their
So
barbecues must be lit.
Huh?
Their barbecues must be lit.
So Prince of Peckham, black owned, white man can't jerk, white owned and white stuff. Fine, cool. Does that matter to you?
No.
Not at all.
Because I still see as they're working for a black man. They've been hired. Yes, they're a company, but the company's been hired by a black man. And ultimately, he's the one getting the most.
Is he?
He's opening another branch.
Yes. They may have 10 branches.
Who, white man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So that they can serve other companies.
Yeah, but that's
across
fine.
London.
That's their business. But with this sole one black man, he is now in a financial position, successful enough to be able to open another pub. And I think that's sick.
Okay. So do you feel like there should be a conscious effort though, for black people anyway, who own like this man does, Prince of Peckham, to then say, you know what, I know there's other West Indian caterers, especially as this is West Indian food. It wouldn't be in this country. We did come here during Windrush, right? And hire one of those West Indian
But
people.
I'm pretty sure that White Men Can't Joke weren't his first choice. Maybe. I'm sure as a restaurateur, you go out there, you sample the market, you see what's out there, and maybe they were just the best on offer.
Because they're very creative with their dishes, you know.
mean,
They're very creative with their dishes. So there is part of that as well. Especially if it's a pub as well. Like, I just feel like, I feel like that would be part of what he's looking at. Obviously, I don't know what his process was.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure his process was,
testing out.
sampling a various number of caterers, obviously taking into account pricing, all that stuff as well. And based on the total package, they probably were the best. And they came with a little unique gimmick as well.
I will say though, I went to Prince of Peckham because I wanted to try White Men Can't Jerk.
How did you know about white men can't jerk? Was it just something that was out there?
My page is like
How was it?
manicures, food,
And also,
and gym.
business-wise, it's very smart, to be fair. You've got
Yeah.
a black-owned pub in Peckham, right, with a company called White Man Can't Jerk as your supplier. It's smart business. It's very alluring.
Because you know what it is? I feel like what it really comes down to is just the fact that they can actually cook.
Yeah,
If they couldn't cook, no one would be checking for them.
yeah.
And I don't think they would be hired.
even that initial intrigue to find out if they're good or not.
This is it.
This is a black pub owned by a black man in Peckham, and he's had white men to cook. It's intriguing. So you want to go and find out Wagwan.
Because I don't deep that Prince of Peckham is actually a pub, you know. I just saw it as like a food spot with like a pub aesthetic.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So when I went there, it was for the food, not for the pub, not to be in a pub. And so they have nice cocktails as well. They do like every day of the week. They do different
Happy hours. Oh, sorry.
no, like different deals.
Okay.
So they have like Wings Wednesday. So you get like, I don't know, however many wings for this price. So, do you know what I mean? Every day they have a different thing. So it's quite like a fun, it's a non-traditional food spot, essentially.
Yeah.
Question. The other place, the Queen of South.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you care also if he's hiring White Men Can't Jerk again, or do you think he should give other opportunities, or is it just none of our business?
I think people always trying to find problems with something, man. I can't just enjoy shit, bro. The food is good. It ain't that deep. It's really not that deep. There are plenty of Caribbean shops out there, right? He found a little loophole in the market. It's great marketing. I've just let it run. And the food was trash. I have a whole different.
You're not moving the
sentiment.
goalposts all the time. You're just chatting shit. I thought you wanted to support black business. If he's a black man and he owns his business and his business, what's it got to do with you? Or does he have to hire all black and make sure all his suppliers are all black? Like, why are you holding everybody to these standards? You're not chatting shit. If you want to support the black business, support the black business. This is a black man. I'm just saying. He's a black man. It's his business, and he's running it however he sees fit. What's it got to do with anybody else?
It's
a black business.
It ain't no one's business, man, at all.
You just said you want to support the black business. You didn't want to care about what they're doing. You don't care about whether they're doing anything for the community. You don't care whether they're just taking it home to feed their family. And that's what you just said to me the other day.
Not a callback.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know, I haven't
That's
changed.
what you said to me.
You
It
know,
doesn't
I
matter
haven't
what you
changed.
said to me. It doesn't matter what they're doing with it in their spare time, as long as there's black residents there. Then support his business. What's it got to do with you? What's going on? You just keep moving the goalposts. This ain't fair. Like, are we supporting the black business or are we not? Like,
I am.
My thing is this, yeah. Because remember, I've not changed my position at all. I've not changed my position. But do you feel like I'll come back to you, Mars, yeah. But Yusuf and Esther, do you feel like it's because we're Nigerian that maybe we have this view?
No,
because if for example you got your restaurant business, right?
Yeah.
And you hire white men can't pound, right? You know what I'm saying?
Pound.
You know what I'm saying? And they're making all the pounded yam, the jollof, you know what I'm saying? Everything.
Yeah.
Would that sit right? Do you feel like it sits right?
I'll be honest with you, yeah. I'd go to Enish quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
If I find out that the people that are catering for Enish are white, I'm not gonna care. Do you know why I don't care? Because Enish is a black-owned restaurant, and they're making enough money where they've got a branch in Covent Garden. Congratulations to them. Oxford Street earlier this year. Now they got Covent Garden this year. They've got 2 in Dubai. They're literally global, all over the world. They're millionaires now. So for me, yeah, it's going to a white business. A black business ultimately. And I think again, like I said earlier, we've got many white businesses and non-black businesses who the black people are the ones doing the footwork and whatnot, and all the money goes to the white owners, and that runs, and we're not happy about that. But in this situation, he's hired black staff.
Yeah, I think
or white staff. Sorry.
Initially, yes, I'll be skeptical initially, right? Because I've never tasted Nigerian food prepared by a white person before, so I'll be skeptical at first. But the point is, the fact that Inish is an established brand with a reputation and they have done their due diligence and hired them, I trust Inish. So therefore, if Inish have hired these white chefs to cook Nigerian food, it must mean that they're good at it.
It doesn't matter. These chefs are chefs. Sorry to cut you, because we're holding us to crazy standards. We go Mexican restaurants and it's Chinese man back there cooking and thing, you know.
But hear me out. If I saw a white-owned Nigerian restaurant now, I'm probably not going to go in there. Because they don't have the stamp of approval from Inish that I need to say these chefs are legit. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm walking down the high street, I see a place called, I don't know, Niger something, and I look and it's all white stuff. I'm probably not going to eat in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, you will have different cuisines, and it's not
made by the originators.
It's not made by the originators.
I know, but sometimes
this is happening normal.
I know, but sometimes I don't know, innit? Well, I don't know, don't hurt me, innit? You know what I mean?
If you check chefs come from all over the world. They will specialize in anything. If these men are chefs, they're chefs. They can do it. You get what I'm trying to say? Like they're not normal. This is what we're doing. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? So how come we're holding us to the same standards? Obviously, exactly what you're saying. It needs that seal of approval. If someone's, Nigerian food or whatever it may be, if you give it that seal of approval, you're telling me this is cold, bar none. Doesn't matter who cooked it. This is levels. Then you can sell it and do your thing in it. Because obviously it's usually like the plagiarism that people got a problem for. It's not like it's Jamie Oliver jerk chicken in there. You know what I'm trying to say? This is when the people are going to be chatting shit. But if it's good and it can pass the test and it can stand up to the quality of what it's supposed to, what's it matter?
I like people just like struggle, man.
Sorry, good morning, caller.
Morning, caller.
Good morning.
How are you? You right?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Can I just confirm what my own royalty said, that there's going to be locations in Dubai and Covent Garden for Enish?
Yeah, they've got 2 in Dubai at the moment. It literally is always fully booked. People have to book it before they even fly out there. And they just last weekend opened in Covent Garden.
I know this might be old news for everyone else, but if you could please have a bit of horns for them, because I feel like that's just like, wow, that's global. And I think that I just wanted to say that I think we're not a monolith. That's all I wanted to say. So Iman has his views about, it doesn't matter, whatever the thing is. But actually, some of us, ethics, we believe that, like, if we're going to support a business, I know fast fashion, people roll their eyes, but if we're going to support a business, it should be, like, ethically kind of responsible, etc., etc. So I feel like, personally, I think of that as ethics when it comes to the person behind the brand or whatever it is. A lot of the things that we already support, as we already know, all these weird relaxers and whatever, Paris that do makeup, they're not owned by us anyway. But I do think that, like, it's amazing that Enish wouldn't be where it is basically if we just normalize the idea of what Marx is saying. Marx, yes, has a point, but we're not where we need to be economically to be like that yet. Because the thing is, Chinese and like Thai restaurants, we have all these other chains, but they don't eat there. So you know that. I'll say my accent's stopped now. Sorry, guys. I tried, Brent. Anyway, you know, it's,
I
like
didn't try because I knew it was you. Remember you said you asked the first question.
yeah.
Talk about
I'll be honest,
my
if my voice wasn't gone,
Yeah,
I'd do
stop
it better.
playing.
Why is he calling you man royalty?
It is what it
don't
is.
stop
But
playing,
my point
don't
about it.
play.
Wait. Let me point. You know that a Chinese restaurant is a good Chinese restaurant when you see other Chinese people eating it. That's the reality of it all.
Oh, absolutely.
But you have these other real chains that aren't that good in it. So obviously we can be like that as a race, but we're not there yet economically. So we do have to actually kind of funnel our, support and resources and to knowing the ethics behind the thingy and knowing where it's going. For now, I think anyway, until we're in a stage where we have more English English has other people, other brands like that. And then when we have one everything, we
Everybody's
have a
doing
little
this,
hair shot, little
I've
section,
got
this and that. Then we can just be broad and just support everything. That's my angle. Because how are we gonna pool it and pool our resources? If that makes sense. So
I've got a Japanese barbecue spot that I go to,
Yeah.
and it is filled with
Japanese people.
like the consumers, the customers,
Yeah.
filled to the brim.
Yeah.
So that's how I know it's proper. Yeah,
100 exactly.
Who's it owned by?
And that will be the people where the
probably
people
I
know
don't
the
know
art of
who owns
proper.
it, but the chefs though be all sorts. And that'd be confusing me sometimes. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's not like it's just Japanese man behind the grill.
Yeah.
Oh no, but that makes sense to me because they're so established that they've because the place is cold, yeah, they're lit. So they're so lit that they've obviously got someone that can train them, and no one can just be up in their kitchen unless they've trained them and they've watched you cook A, B, C, D, and they tasted it. Okay, boom. Because obviously they know they live in England, innit? And that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Like it's step by step by step. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah. And I think if we have a Nigerian restaurant tomorrow, it doesn't mean that everyone has to be Nigerian. No way. Like, of course we can hire people, but they need to be able to do the thing properly, innit? Like, that's all.
Yeah,
But I think it's like,
I'm going in there.
it's like who owns it. That's most important to me personally. But yeah.
This is it.
Okay. But you're basically saying in this current position that we're in, you'll prefer if the people who were catering were black as well.
I think it's about majority minority. I think that, for example, because I think we live in England, we really have to accept that, guys. Like we're in countries that are when a majority, so we can't have discriminatory hiring thingies. So I feel like already as it is, it's going to be the minority of not going to be loads of white people lying, but maybe. But even if it is, we have to give them a fair shot and need to be able to pass. Like we have to show that basically the way that they got the job wasn't just based on they were white, so we couldn't hire them. No, it was okay. They failed XYZ. We asked them what was the capital of Nigeria, and they told us a nonsense answer. Okay, bye. That's actually a legit. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Businesses actually need to think about stuff like that because honestly, that is how we get caught out.
Okay.
And they'll say discriminatory.
Okay, girl, drop mic.
I wanted to ask I wanted to ask Vibes and Christy and whoever basically believes that they should hire black people to cater and stuff, right?
The Vibes say they should hire black people.
I thought she did at first.
And Chrissy's saying that they should hire
Christy's
black
saying
people.
that,
Okay.
and a few other people in the chat as well. If, for example, you can't find somebody, now this may sound crazy, but like you guys kind of intimated as well, right? If you can't find a West Indian company that's going to make West Indian food in the way it is, like right now, modernized and, you know what I'm saying? Like basically how it's served in Prince of Peckham. Should the business owner basically have to bear the burden of that?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely not.
your idea is that I want it to be modern, I want it to be fresh, I want it to appeal to not just black people,
Yeah.
other people that come to
Hello?
Peckham,
So how,
other people that come to Peckham as well. One second, caller. And those, because at the end of the day, Peckham is becoming gentrified.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to appeal to those other people too, is it fair for us to put on, you know what I mean, to kind of
Put
put
that
that
burden
burden
on them? No.
on the business owner?
If I'm going to a business, my business is to make
Yeah.
business and priority is to make money
Yeah.
Yeah.
and build a legacy and whatever it is and do whatever it changes and whatever it is. No,
And that's their USP.
this is it.
You know what I mean? So if that's his idea and that's what he wanted to execute and they're the ones who helped him execute his vision, then all for it, man.
Consider it executed.
Basically.
One caller.
Come on, caller.
Morning, guys. I'm a new caller. My name is SK. So I've got a Nigerian restaurant. Right now.
Nice. Well done, man. Well done.
Yes.
Where is it?
Thank you, man. It's in Birmingham. It's new.
Okay.
Like I think we're in first 20 days.
Oh,
doing
sick.
very
Well
well.
done, man.
Congratulations,
Well
man.
done.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So like we're a family business. We started off catering. So we've been doing like catering for like 17 years.
and then we said let's just do our first restaurant. So we've gotten a lot of customers and stuff, but we're struggling with demand. Not demand, we're struggling with staff, should I say? Now I'm thinking, okay, I've got family in there currently. I've got all my fellow Nigerians in there, but some of them are not like say pushing as much as they know they can. So I'm thinking, okay, let me just get some new stuff, and it's all cool. Yes, I can get new stuff in it, but now I'm scared of, okay, what type of stuff do I get? Do I get black stuff? Of course, I have to get black stuff because they understand the food. But then not all of them want to work. Some want to work, some don't. So it's like I'm trying to sieve who wants to work, who's just here to get paid. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem I've been having. And also, if I put out a job advertisement, how do I, when I do get people coming in to, inquire about the job, I can't just discriminate and say, oh, you're not my, the persona I'm going for, so I can't really hire you. So I've got problems in different areas, but it's like I'm still trying to make sure that I'm keeping it, like a black business, even if I can, a Nigerian business, but I know that's not fully, possible.
What's your restaurant called, babe?
Oh, it's called Echo 77.
Oh, love that. Love that. I'm so well. Congratulations, that's amazing. Do you know what is? That's the thing, though. That's what's tricky because really and truly, I like the point that he raised in that if he finds someone that's good, because they're not, I guess, the Nigerian aesthetic or black aesthetic, is he supposed to turn them away? I don't believe that.
Is this front of house or in the kitchen?
Front of house. So back of house is like back of house is really sorted. We've got like really good back of house. Like it's really good already. Yeah. But it's just the front of house. Like I'm like I got young people working there, and they're good and stuff, but they go back to uni, and they've got their other priorities. Like I was looking to hire like 2 full-time, staff, consistent staff, but then I don't know if I don't know how to go around it because I don't hire someone that fits the persona but doesn't work hard. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely. Got to do what's best for your business.
Yeah, you got to do what's best for your business. So obviously, you can have a certain aesthetic that you're going for, right? But at the end of the day, if the people who fit your aesthetic don't work as hard as people who don't fit the aesthetic, maybe you just have to have a balance there, innit?
Because you remember when Dr. Umar, when he went on Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Last time, he's building his school and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have all black builders, black this, black that, black that.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was wasting his time. Because again, the energy, the vim wasn't there.
Yeah.
He ended up going with some Polish guys.
Yeah.
School's open.
Yeah, I think sometimes you got to hire people who are best for your business.
What's best, yeah.
In regards to, how well they do the actual job as opposed to what they look like, innit? Because
there's that commitment as well. Because like he said, how he's got like family and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because there might be that familiarity there as well.
Yeah.
And because people know you, they're not really gonna someone who you don't know is trying to keep their job and prove to you that they should keep the job.
Yeah.
Someone who is running off because we're familiar, he's not gonna fire me, is he?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta do what's best for your business.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back to the point which you said. He said like if you walks past a Nigerian restaurant and looks inside and he sees like let's say non-black people working there, he might not. Is that what I think? I don't know if that's what you were saying, but
I said if I saw a white-owned Nigerian restaurant, I'll probably just walk past it. I'll be a bit intrigued because you've got the balls to do this. That means you might be 30, right? But I'll definitely be skeptical, innit?
But that's white owned though, isn't it?
Yeah, if it was white owned, and
so
white, like, I looked in, I just saw bare white stuff.
So what if you just saw white stuff? It's like it's black owned, but you saw white stuff. Would that matter to you?
I won't know it's black owned though.
Because it's hella black.
If I was walking past it, I won't know it's black owned. I can assume, but I don't know.
So you got to sprinkle the whites in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as it is, sometimes aesthetic is important sometimes, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Like if you have a Nigerian restaurant, having black stuff is important to the aesthetic and the ethos and the culture of the restaurant. But at the same time, how much do you sacrifice that for being efficient, being on time, being hardworking, being all that stuff that helps the restaurant run? Having a lot of black staff can pull in business and customers, but now all the customers are in here, but now we're moving bare slow, we're inefficient, we're not working hard because you've just hired people based on looks and not based on what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
So what if the owner's black, the chefs are authentic black, Nigerian, whatever, but it's just the waitresses that are white and just.
I think that will affect business because when I peep in, I'm not gonna see
exactly.
Unless it's like there's open plan kitchens where I can see the chef cooking. Mm-hmm. But if it's one of those hidden ones and I can't see that they're at the back, I can't see the chef. The owners aren't there at the time, and all I'm seeing is white staff. Mm-hmm. it will be interesting. If it's a review, I'm a go though. If it's on TikTok, I'm gonna be there. But I think I do think aesthetics does to an extent does matter.
It matters.
But SK,
But sorry, but I was gonna say though, like I know you're like you obviously want black people and whatnot, but you just have to go for the black people that are hardworking. It's one of those ones where you have to. I feel like you have to bear uncomfortable time until you find the right people.
Yeah.
Until you find the right black people that you want. Do you get what I mean? So that might mean that you're doing extra hours and whatever until you find the person that's fit for the job.
Yeah.
If you really don't want to go white.
100%. Because just as much as how much you're spending, for your business, the brand is important too. You know what I'm saying? Like the aesthetics as well.
The image, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you could be saving money on maybe certain people or this, that, and the third, but then it won't last long because nobody believes in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just as important. But also, why are you kind of finding it hard to find black people that would work there? That's hardworking.
So this is something like I was going to explain as well.
Yeah.
But are you guys familiar with the jackpot culture?
I know the jackpot culture.
What's that, sorry?
Jackpot culture is basically when you want to skedaddle on out. So like in Nigeria, for example, people are trying to leave Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it's called Jackpot.
Okay.
It's a Naira song, ironically. It's just to leave.
So everyone was trying to leave. So people are trying to leave Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
And me, like, I'm just, I'm naive in all of this, right? I'm thinking, my people are coming over. There's going to be, I can hire some of them, give them a job. I'm sure they're going to need a job. But then I'm close to a lot of different other restaurateurs, and they've told me, look, I hear you. I understand that it seems like a good, you want to do the right thing, but it doesn't always work out because some people want to work. Some of them want to work, but some of them want to get paid. And it's all about trying to find which of them actually want to work and which of them just want to get paid. So that's the issue with it. I still want to find Nigerian students that have come here from Nigeria and they're looking for a job and they do want to work. That's the actual persona I want because I know that they know the food. They can bring a bit of the Nigerian whether it's lingo or even the way they carry themselves. Yeah, the vibe. I want that in the restaurant. Do you understand? But it's just trying to find this one actually wants to work. This one is ready to actually not be lazy and stuff, or the one that's just here to get paid and just cares about the end of the month. So that's and I used to be an employee, so I understand someone just trying to cut through. So I see the signs. As soon as I see someone just trying to cut through, I see myself in them because that was me.
I was going to say that.
So it's like,
I was going to say that actually because I know there's certain jobs I've worked where I'm just here. It's a means to an end. I don't really want to be here. And I think as someone when you're the business owner, you want someone who is committed, as in like who actually cares about what we're doing here. Definitely. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like finding that can be tricky. Not that it doesn't exist, but it could take a minute to find that.
Yeah, that's just the dilemma. But I'll definitely give you guys a call back once I've fixed this situation. But yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Well done.
Thank you, SK. Well done. Congratulations. You're the best.
Just before I go, Mugs.
Yo.
Come on, man. I was looking for the no behavior yesterday, bro.
Yeah, we didn't drop this week. We've done it live. Should have pulled up, man. But don't worry.
I'm sorry, man.
Next week.
Obviously, I've got a restaurant to run. I'll apologize.
Trying to find staff.
No, but I can't lie. I'm the biggest Marks fan in it. I'm just a massive. I'm preaching his word, bro.
You said Jonathan on the house when you go to Birmingham.
Alright, we're going to Birmingham soon. I'm gonna come do a live show up there. So yeah, make sure we come see the restaurant and see what.
Listen, I'm gonna shoot you a message. Yeah, I'm gonna sort you out with food, 100%.
Alright,
sorry, the rest of us. Sorry, excuse me.
No, I'm Nigerian. Hey, Mugs, I'm gonna send you the menu, whatever you want.
He can't even spell Jollof. That's silly.
It's Mugs, man.
Appreciate you, King, man.
That's lit.
All right, then have a good one, guys.
You too.
Mark, I want to see a video of you doing this.
Yeah.
I want to drawing.
Scoop it up.
Yeah, scoop it up, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna teach me.
That'll be lit.
All
You
right.
got this.
So, there are people in the chat that are kind of getting outraged. And
They ain't tried them wings.
What they outraged at?
No,
I've
it's
used
more
it.
so. It's more so about what SK was saying,
Oh.
like about the whole thing about finding black workers that actually want to work and this and the third.
But
'Cause
no
it kinda
one's saying
implies-
there aren't like hard workers that
there
want to
are.
work. Come on, man.
Yeah,
But
but
think about how you are with your job. Respectfully, some of you are at work right now watching TDA.
How can you get outraged about? Why are you getting outraged about his experience? He's currently going through it and looking for it. He's not the same. Like he's looking. You know what I'm trying to say? Like keep going through it. And he's telling you his experience, and you don't want to be outraged at him. What do you want? What do you want to
Don't
do?
get outraged at the truth, man.
I don't understand.
I
what
don't want to hear that.
It's the truth. Listen, go on.
All right, the phones are ringing, boy.
yeah, innit?
What a
I've
good
got
earth.
Good
a
morning,
real
bro.
life scenario that I want to talk about, but I can't.
Because when man do the nepotism thing, black people always do want to go too far. Like they want to go too hard. Move like your man's cousin. Like the black man hides you. I can leave an hour early, man. This ain't I'm Achilles. You know what I'm saying? Like shut up and work, man. You idiot.
Oh, morning caller.
Wait.
We're definitely on the good side today.
No, but you know what it is? That's not even like our opinions. He's a restaurateur.
He's telling you.
No,
And he was
actually
telling you his
what's-
experiences, and you're
Because he
getting
said he's
outraged
hired
at him.
people and they're not committed. They're doing this. They're
Yeah.
moving this way. Like
Yeah.
he's actually got experience where he's having to have difficult conversations with people. But it's 20 days in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You first has to go back.
And the thing is, I love
Bluetooth are
my black people, right? But so some of the most efficient service I've had from a restaurant or from a takeaway has been non-black. If I'm honest with you, keep it.
You know, I went to Enish, yeah. I went to Enish, right, and it was
Keep it
raining heavy. It was cold, and I asked the guy, "Have you got like tea?" Do you know what he said? He said tea in a Nigerian restaurant, and he kissed his teeth.
Can you imagine?
I said, "Oh, I gave us a Fanta then." Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
But this is what we're talking
These are the
about.
things he's talking about.
Like,
And
Because it's like, because I'm black and he's black, he's just like, we're friends.
I think sometimes we're not
Sir.
honest about how our people are,
facts.
the culture, just the characteristics, the demeanor,
Familiarity of it
Let's be
all.
honest about how we are.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it's not the best for customer service.
It's not.
You know what the thing is, right? I'm all for let's get black people in the store. Let's make it black from head to toe. Right, this down the third. But I do understand business. I understand that at the end of the day, there's certain things you've got to do to make sure your business can be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? No disrespect to Caribbean restaurants, but there is, unfortunately, that stigma that when you go into Caribbean restaurants, you don't get the best customer service.
Yeah.
The one I freak.
facts.
Yeah.
The
know what
one
I'm
time
saying?
you can actually say facts, you're saying
When you
facts.
say Caribbean, are you talking about specific nations?
It might be more so the Jamaicans.
I
Right?
beg you.
They said,
How does the
It's
Trinidad?
not
There's a roti spot. It takes enough long to get your roti, you know? Huh?
Talking about Jamaicans.
morning. Yeah. Morning.
Yeah. So you know what the thing is. So when you consider that, yeah, and you consider that somebody just started a business and they want to do everything in their power to make sure this business is up and running and it thrives, right?
Yeah.
There was an Indian restaurant near me. Yeah, went there. I was sick, right? I stopped going there because with time it started to diminish. That was just the food though. But I say all of that to say the staff in the beginning seemed to be all Indian, right? Or Pakistani, right? And then with time, I noticed there were a few Somalians.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then there was, I think, this like white, I don't know, like Eastern European person as well. But I'm not too sure if, like me personally, I didn't care. But do I not care because I'm not
It's not your
Pakistani?
culture.
You know what I'm saying? It's not my culture. You know what I'm saying?
Have you been to black restaurants though where there's non-black staff?
Not that I can.
You're vegan, sorry, I forgot.
There must be, but nothing that comes to mind. You know what I'm saying?
Because there would be
Black restaurants with non-black staff.
non-black staff. There are. I've
I
been
don't
to
think of it on
some.
top of my head, to be fair.
I really, all these things I don't care about. Like, if it's a black, as long as it's black owned, and ultimately all this money, everything that's happening here is going to the black person, and the food is nice,
Yeah.
I'm not caring.
But I think, but then you have to consider the whole thing that we were talking about last week when with the whole Asian shopping.
Yeah,
this, that,
Beckham
and the
Head,
third, right?
yeah.
And when I was basically saying to you, it shouldn't matter if it's black owned, then let them do what they want to do, right? But a lot of the time, it gives other people opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, like the example I gave before, but the West Indian restaurant near my workplace, right? There's a girl in there who works there. She got 2 jobs, and she's working hard so she can get a property, this, that, and the third, right? That wouldn't exist if she wasn't working for that black-owned restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So little things like that. gives other black people opportunities. SK himself started off as a caterer. So he was, I guess, in the, like you guys were saying, an employee for somebody else. But because he was able to, you know what I'm saying, do certain things, he was able to, you know, move from catering to owning his own restaurant. So those type of things are important. So I don't know, like I get why people are feeling like, you know what, why is it that we feel as though, okay, cool. Why is it that we feel as though we can have these black restaurants but not have black staff? You know, especially when you're considering that the food's black, they understand the food and this, that, and that. All the things that SK mentioned. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Do you know what it is? I get it, yeah, but I also don't feel like it's the most. Oh, is she? Oh, sorry, Christy. I feel like I get it, but I don't feel like it's the most realistic thing. Like we've just heard SK, who's actually running a restaurant right now, saying the difficulties of that. So I feel like it's nice. It's a nice thing for us to be like, oh yeah, all black, everything from head to toe, from every single thing of it. But that's difficult. There's challenges to that. And if my business is, because you know businesses, I shouldn't say this, but restaurants in the first year is your most difficult time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So if I'm just trying to stay afloat, I don't know, man. My priorities as a business owner is different to.
Do you know what it is?
Again, black. Sorry, because Christy.
We got Christy. 1 second, please. Yeah. I get it though, because it's kind of like somebody coming in there and saying, you know what, I've struggled to find a good black woman, so I've gone to get a white thing or Asian thing or whatever. Yeah. And you saying, what? You're struggling to find good black women out there? So it's the same mentality that's saying, why are you struggling to find good working black staff?
No, but
this is the reason why.
Even with that argument, I'm not against that.
No, but I'm just trying to say it because a lot of people will be against it. But we'll come back to it. So,
hi, Christy. Again, she's about to tell us off.
Morning, Christy.
And that's all good.
She gave up. She gone.
Nah,
She can't give up.
Christy.
Black over everything. You giving up on black matters, Christy? I guess not.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
There
can
we
hear
hear
you.
you.
Oh,
Press
hold on.
speaker.
Get off
That was
my-
your fault, I see.
Yeah, it was.
Can you hear me?
Go on.
Yeah, can you hear me now properly?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to rise up today. However, and I don't want to seem like I'm speaking against Prince of Peckham, because I'm not. Kudos for him for doing what he's doing. However, when it came to Nigerian independence, Nigerian independence is in October. Right, okay. So he always does like a theme. There's always a theme and stuff. When it came to Nigerian independence, there was no white man can't jerk. He sourced out black-owned caterers to bring in Nigerian food. So I think it's a cop-out to say you can't, this whole thing of in the comments like, oh, what if you can't find, or you can't find, I'm sorry, I feel like that's a cop-out. I think there's plenty of other caterers who are equally as good and who can jerk. So I think that's a cop-out to say that that can't be found. Because why did he go out and seek a black-owned Nigerian, like, I don't, like...
Is he Nigerian or is he Caribbean?
Nah, that's different though,
Is he
man.
Caribbean or Nigerian?
He seeked out a Nigerian business for Nigerian independence. That fit his.
Okay, so
one second.
because he's Nigerian.
Yeah, but that fit his narrative for that month.
He's now doing a throwaway.
I'm trying to go to a pub to eat
Chrissy,
Nigerian
man.
food. It's too heavy, bruv.
Remember, we said that white men can't jerk. It's like a USP in it. That's the way they, like you said, the menu, the way they done it. It's like a modernized kind of new take in it.
Yeah.
That's what he wants for his business. Nigerian independence is 1 month, so I'm going to source a Nigerian caterer.
It's 1 day.
1 day, sorry.
1st of October and that's it.
That was for very specific
It was the
means.
whole month, actually.
What's that?
My point is, I think all this thing about, especially that I think it is now, like, it just kind of discredits what we were talking about last week. Like, at the end of the day, the hospitality business is hard. Let's be clear. It's not easy business. Hospitality is very hard. It's one of the hardest industries. So I get, but I don't think trying to attach this narrative. Yes, there's attitudes and thingy, but if you don't think other cultures not dealing with these other narratives, then you're sadly mistaken. At the end of the day, familiarity breeds contempt. Let's be clear. So that doesn't have to be just Nigerians, specifically Caribbeans. That's all races. They will feel like they don't need to work.
That's with time, though, right?
Yeah, but thing is,
They'll-
why
they'll
does
follow-
the owners have to fall on him?
Because there's
It's his own
familiarity
prerogative,
with
though.
the
This is his
leader.
own prerogative to do what he
all
wants,
these
though.
businesses you're mentioning, they still exist without him. Why does the onus fall on him to hire black people?
The people in the chat are talking about maybe he couldn't find this, maybe he couldn't find that. He's never once come out and said that he couldn't find anything.
Yeah, so
It's his own business.
Yeah.
He wants what he
He
wants for
wanted to
himself.
hire them, clearly.
Like what Yusuf is saying, white men can't jerk. That's the USP.
Yeah.
It's niche. He thought it could work. It's something he wanted to get into. He clearly thinks the food's good. Other people clearly think the food's good. This is what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it still falls on black business and it's his choice. What, he can't have workers of color? Like, that's up to him. Like, why is it discrediting everything he's done now because that's what he wanted to do? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's not like he went and put Jamie Oliver in there and it was Jamie jerk and it was Meaty.
My point is, again, I'm just speaking to the people saying, oh, what if the scenarios that they're building up in their minds, that, oh, what if, as you said, he didn't say that. So my thing is, but to say that you cannot go outside and do your due diligence and find good quality black-owned caterers, that's a fallacy. I'm sorry, that's a fallacy.
No one said that.
You know, people are saying that in the chat, but I don't think we should put that on him because he hasn't come out and said that. You get what I'm trying to say?
The man's just trying to open a new branch. He's just trying to open it himself.
Chris, can I ask this question though? Yeah. Let's just say he changed his. No, let's just keep it as it is, right? October, he had Nigerian food the entire month, right? And he's Nigerian, obviously. It matters to him. And you still there?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. And he thought, you know what, I'm going to do this whole thing for Nigerian Independence Day, this, that, and the third, right? But it cost him more. His profit margin went down for that month. Would you say that he should continue to do that for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, right? If that meant getting in black caterers to do the whole, main menu, the regular menu?
I think at some point we're going to need to speak to why is it that we can't be uncomfortable first, and then we can get to the comfortability stage.
Okay. So basically,
not everything is gonna become easy. Like, we're gonna have to move from this difficult point at some point to get to the easy part. Like, I don't understand. Like, if we don't sacrifice anything, how are we actually gonna gain anything? I don't understand.
Yeah. You're
I'm saying yes, business wise, certain times it does not make sense. I get it. Obviously, when you need to start up and stuff like that, but I think just like you sacrifice in business. You do. Business is up and down. So I think certain things, even now that he's got to this stage, can he not rotate out the contract? I'm just saying. I'm not saying dictating to him. I'm just saying giving ideas. Can he not rotate the contract?
Okay, Christy.
But why does he have to rotate the contract? I don't get it. Why does he have to?
As you say,
Give some
they're
black people a
contracted. They're a
chance.
white company.
But it's just one aspect of his business. You know what I'm trying to say? So hold on.
Yeah, I know the food.
One second.
One second. With Prince of Peckham, I've only been there twice, so I'm not really sure.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah. The staff he has working there, but behind the bar, are they black or white?
They're mixed.
Mixed,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
It's mixed.
So
Right,
you've
cool.
got black people, you've got white people.
So
all
there's
sorts.
many aspects of his business, not just the jerk, right? That's one aspect of the business.
It's a pub. It's
You know
a
what I'm
pub that
saying?
serves food.
Why does he have to rotate out? It's working for him, and also the food is great, and who knows what the pricing might be great too.
The pricing is great, Yusuf.
No, yeah, for us, I'm talking about even on his
Oh,
end.
okay, on his end.
Like, let's not stop thinking about numbers. Numbers are important. This is a business.
And I think that's what. Yeah, I think that's another thing. It is business. Yeah. I get your point about like uncomfortable stages, but it's easy to tell people to go through uncomfortable stages when you're not the one who's at risk of being kicked out of your
Bearing
home
the cost, yeah.
and your kids and this and all that kind of stuff. Do you get what I mean? Like, having a business is not easy at all. And I don't think, again, obviously we don't know the guy's story. It'd be nice to sit down with him and talk to him and blah, blah, blah. But we don't know the FSC went into, do you know what I mean, to find the right people. We don't know. But I don't know. And I don't know if Queen of South, if that's also going to be white men can't jet.
No, it is white man. It is.
Okay.
It is.
What
is
is
it
it?
open
Is
already?
it a different white company or the same?
There's only one
No,
white man.
it's
can
white
do it.
man.
Yeah, if it's the same, that's fine then.
communicate
But
with
they've got their thing.
It's really
going.
works.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it works.
If you found another white company, then I'm like, okay, cool. What's going on?
Yeah, that's
But
a pattern.
It's the same company.
And again, I'm not trying to be so hyper focused on him specifically. I'm just saying, as a group of as us as a thingy, I just think if we keep on doing this, we're not going to get anywhere. Personally, I don't think if we're going to keep on saying, "Oh yeah, well this business," there's always going to be something. And I just don't
But you know what?
Yeah, but
It's what we.
can I-
It's
can I
what
ask a
we.
What's the rules though?
End up
How do you
stagnant at the
qualify
same
it?
place.
Because we don't
The
know
same
what's
with
in
the
my
hair
man's
shops.
heart yet. But
And the
say
same
he
with
is
the hair
pro-black.
shops.
Say he's got
Like,
some kind of
like, if
initiative.
we're
One
gonna
second.
start somewhere,
Say he
then
does stuff for the
how
community,
we,
yeah?
How we move
Both, you
Both
both,
of you
talk-
talking.
you're both talking.
I can't hear what you're
Yeah.
saying. No, look, listen, yeah. What are the rules? Like, what if he is pro-black? What if he does stuff for the community? What if he's got charities? What if there's obviously he hires black people? It's not just black people, but what if he actually does stuff? Yeah, does him having
Does that
white
cancel it
chefs
out?
cancel
Cancel it
it?
out.
Like, what's the rules here? Like, can he be pro-black without having full black staff from head to toe? Only black suppliers, only black thing, or because he's running a business here, it's his employees. Like, you can still. I'm trying to ask now. Like, does it mean he's not? Because we don't even know if he is pro-black anyway. Like we were saying, yeah.
of course.
We don't know that yet. But let's say hypothetically, let's just say he was, and he does stuff. He's patting. He hires black people. Does it all not count now because he's got white chefs?
No, and also white men can't judge. They have black chefs that work for them as well. So it's a little mixed thing.
Combination.
Christy,
Combination. There you
Christy, can I ask a question? Yeah, quickly. Yeah. You know, you know how people like when they get married or whatever, or maybe they're sampling birthday cakes or whatever. They go to certain places, they sample different cakes, right? Let's just say you started your own Queen of BOE restaurant, yeah, and you've gone to these restaurants. So you've gone to these Peep suppliers, whatever. You're sampling this food. You've sampled a starter, main, dessert, everything, cocktails too, and every single one of your options, right, was from a white business. For your business, would you just say, no, I'm not going to go with this?
Why is every single option a white business?
No, it just happened to be.
It just happened to
It
be.
just happened to be, yeah.
And I think this is where the issue
must
with
be the cocktail
the
herself.
starting point is always has to be everything is across the board. Obviously, the scenario you're putting me in, I don't have a choice because you're saying all of it. It happens.
No,
like,
why don't
I
you have a
really
choice? Why don't you have a choice?
Unless I'm trying to source out, I'm gonna source it out to find others. That's what I'm gonna try and do.
So
But
that's
if you're
so that's your
putting me
choice
into
then.
that scenario where all of them happen to be there, all good. Like I think that's where the starting point begins. Is like we're starting with all the choices are white and they all
No.
We're not gonna find anything other.
I think you got me wrong. You got me wrong. So it's basically like you being in a particular room, yeah, and there's 5 different businesses. They want to be your caterer, right? Let's just say 3 or 4 even. 4 out of the 5 are black because you're trying to serve black food, right? One of them is white men can't jerk, for example, right? But you don't know it's them. You sample their food and theirs is the best one. That's the one you're happy about. Are you going to say, no, I'm not going with you because you're a white-owned business?
I can't lie. For me, it has to be a last resort. I can't lie.
Okay, cool.
I need to exhaust all options for me. That's just me.
Okay.
Obviously, people say that's silly, that's stupid, but then that's how hard I go. But that's just me.
Okay, cool.
Others will go another route, and that's fine. But for me, I feel like I would need to exhaust options to find. Like, if I'm really trying to do this, then I'm trying to do this.
Okay.
That's just me.
And the last thing I wanted to mention, because at the end of the day, money is money, right? And the same question I asked the guys in the room earlier, like, how black does your business have to be for it to be considered a black business, right? With Prince of Peckham, do you only care about the food? What about the staff? What if all the staff are black? What about if he sourced all of his cutlery and plates from black business? What about if, I don't know, the Just Eat, the delivery system was a black delivery system?
Even the decor, the walls are black.
Okay.
But you get what I'm trying to say? You get what I'm trying to say?
No,
What
You
if certain
lot
parts...
told me, yeah, you don't care whether they even do things for the community or whatever. You just rather bring your business to a black man rather than other people. If he's putting food on a black family's plate, whatnot, yeah. This guy's got a black business. Is that void because he's got white workers now?
No, because it's still...
Because this is crazy.
But it's still a black-owned business. For me,
This is it.
to go to a question, if it's
I'm
black-owned,
not saying it's
then
void at all.
it's a black business.
I'm not saying it's void.
So you just... Okay, but...
So, Christy, go on,
I'm not
baby.
saying my thing. I'm just again. My thing is all the examples that that Iman just said about black. This black. We're trying to get somewhere. That's my point. If we're trying to get somewhere, I mean, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a lot of black supply or whatever. It's gonna be difficult. But I think there needs to be a point where there needs to be a starting point. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying him like as he gets grown, he can now, as he grows, as he acquires more, he can actually put that model into place. He can actually put that model into place. So I'm not discrediting him at all. I'm just saying I think these things need to be factored in.
Do you know what's tricky as well? Because his business model started with him, the pub, black-owned pub with white men can't jerk as the menu people. If he opens up another branch, because again, you open up another branch in a different area, right? And then it's a different people, it's not the same business. Do you get what I mean? Like, I would rather he opened up something else and then have like different. I'm thinking from a consumer, a customer perspective. That would affect business.
Yeah.
But again, we don't even know this guy's intentions. That's honest truth. I just think.
Something else under the umbrella. So just like how, in terms of like, I don't know, the food supplies or start something, another anchor. This is how we monopolize the market. So we don't have to be going to Asian suppliers. So we don't have to go in. I said this on when before, like we can, when Femi came on, we can diversify our portfolio and have other things.
Yeah,
That's
but
what we need to do. So yes,
Christy,
you could actually start a food supplier.
But Christy, what if he couldn't start a food supplier because he doesn't have the profit margin? Because he's gone deliberately to hire black caterers?
So what, black caterers are more expensive than white caterers now? Is this what we're saying?
A lot of the time, that can be the case, of course. Why do you guys go to Asian shops?
Okay.
I don't understand. It's the same thing.
No, you should get a table.
Is it not the same thing? So I'm not saying that's the case definitely here. I'm just saying, what if that is the case? So this is why I can't police everybody's thingy. For me, if it's a black-owned business,
it's not policing. Again, every time we say something, there's always something to combat it. That's my issue.
No. It's not that. It's basically about just being fair, though. You know what I'm saying? And trying to understand the man's business. Like Margs was saying, if, for example, this man has got a particular profit margin now, and he's able to build a school back home in Nigeria, is he less pro-black than you because he hasn't got staff that's black? Why do we always have to see certain things? Huh?
Okay.
Say that again?
And he's in Nigeria.
No, he's here. I'm just saying, let's just say his dream was to start up schools in Nigeria, and he's able to do that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's just a bit unfair.
Say we had something as TJ, the new black, and we needed to outsource the production team, and we got it tendered, and the guys put in their bids, and the best quality and value for money was a group of white men, but there's other black men there as well. What are you going with, Brent?
Why are you asking me on your first?
Hold on. What are the specs that the white guys, their prices is better?
It's the best value for money. Their pricing and quality, like just everything's better. It's
cool.
better. Yeah,
all right,
just like what you said. There's 5 of them. We've got a production team behind them. They've tendered it. We've seen it. The best men for the job, as far as we're concerned, are these white men. It's the best value for money, the quality and pricing. But there's other 4 people are black people. Which one are you going with?
Very easy for me.
So the same thing I said with Christy. Is it the same scenario?
Basically, yeah.
I think, to me, personally, it would depend on the other areas as well. So like I said, money is money, right? If, for example, I can save money by going for this white person and they've got the right food for my business venture, I'll go with that. Because that money I can save here is money I can put into something else that's pro-black. We have to think long-term as well. Like, it's not everything that you see that is the be-all and end-all of the story.
But, Christy, can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
If we've sourced in some production team and then you found out that we went for the white production team when we could have went for black
I thought we were
ones.
talking about restaurant.
No, but it's the same kind of thing. You just change the product. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Would that, for you, taint or take away anything or discredit any work that we've done towards or for black people going forward? Or like, would you just erase everything?
No, I wouldn't erase.
So how? But you'd feel some type of way.
Obviously, I can't lie. I'll be disappointed because it's new black. It's the new black. So if I'm now seeing production stuff that's white, I'm less like.
Yeah, but even
So new black is not allowed to have white people.
But even if, Christy, but even if in terms of business, it made better sense.
Like it was actually better for us. It was
Like,
the best thing for us.
business-wise, it was way better.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe try and hide them from me in it. So
Alright, so
What are you doing, Brent?
There's no way that hub is going to be full of white people. It makes
No one
no
ever
sense to
said
me.
full. It was
It
one.
ain't gonna be full.
Let me finish.
Christy don't want to see
Yeah,
one.
and it's called the new
However-
black. So
What
However,
I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get them white people in, right? And then get a whole set of black people to work with them and then steal
Okay.
the IP.
All right.
Shadow them so they can make sure that they or have all the techniques in this annex and then say goodbye bye. The white people.
I hear
damn,
that.
whole world.
And I hear that. But
Long term.
in all this thing in terms of nepotism, how are we going to create nepotism if this is what we're doing?
I just said I was going to hire both of them.
Friend,
And then...
I'm just speaking about generally.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. There's the idea of nepotism. How are we going to bring all these ideas into fruition?
But this is what I'm trying to say to you,
But
Christy.
the thing-
Does nepotism only exist?
Long enough, but anyway.
But Christy,
All best to all parties involved.
Wait, Chrissy, quickly. Is it nepotism to a fault? So it's nepotism to the detriment of the person who's hiring you. Like, I'm going to hire you just because you're black, even though you may not be the best person for the job.
Because there's average white women working in my industry right now, and they're getting paid more, and they don't do shit. So trust me, the nepotism, they do it to a fault.
No, I'm saying they do. No, I know they do it. I'm asking you, do you want us to adopt the same philosophy where we do nepotism to our own detriment?
I'm not saying it should be
At times.
to our detriment. I'm saying, but if we're going to start practicing it, we can't have this attitude of we can't find better. We can't find better. We can.
Find them.
So we may have to work maybe extra mile to get it, but we can. That's what I'm saying. We need to stop this I can't attitude. I can't find it. Oh, I can't go out of my way. Oh, I can't this. Oh, it end up... Anyway, I'm different because
Christy,
it's the same excuse as E-Man said about going for a white man. It's never going to happen. So it just is what it is.
you know the thing is, like, I fully get what you're saying, and I think everyone in the room will pretty much do the same thing, right? You go out of your way to try and find a black person, right? But in certain situations, you may not be able to find a black caterer, but you may say, you know what, I want to find a black supplier of all my cutlery, all my plates, all my delivery, packaging services, and that may be how you're contributing, you know what I'm saying, to the cause. But because you don't see it, or we don't see it, we want to point the finger and say, this man's not doing enough, or this woman's not doing enough. It's not fair for us to do that.
Is it okay for her to have a different opinion than you?
Yeah, of course it is.
All right, let's just...
I can hear you.
Yeah.
No, keep
I don't know what's going on here.
All right, cool, that's fine.
She ain't got a budge.
That's fine.
She ain't got a budge.
And neither are you. Let's move on.
Thank you very
All
much,
right.
Christy.
Thanks, Christy.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bye.
Lovely.
All right. I feel like we can wrap up from there, man.
That made me so hungry in the morning. All right.
So what was the thing I gave you, Manuel?
Oh, so let me read that. Basically, yeah.
Didn't you think it was important?
Yeah. Queen in the South, yeah. Because obviously we are talking about this particular
The Queen
thing.
of South or Queen of the South? Because when I think Queen of
The
the South, I
South.
think about the show, and that show scared the life out of me.
Queen in the South, right?
Good
They've-
series, though. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
On Netflix, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think about every time.
Spin-off from Thingy.
Narcos.
Yeah.
No, not. Was it? Oh, yeah, it was, yeah.
But yeah, Queen of the South that we're talking about, yeah. The second branch, I guess, of Prince of Peckham. Basically, they're doing something with the Flygerians.
I've been there.
Okay.
Very lovely ladies.
Okay.
They're sisters, I believe.
Mm.
They're very, very lovely.
So do they have their own restaurant or something?
Yeah,
What
so
is it?
basically, you know in Peckham, what's it called? Not Peckham Palace. In Peckham, there's this complex. It's got like different shops and different like little outlets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're in there. That's where they're in.
Okay.
And they had this sauce. I told them, I was like, you need to bottle this up because it's banging. They're really lovely. Very, very lovely ladies. I went there not too long ago, actually.
Well, they've released something on their Instagram.
I've been eating around.
And it basically says, after years of friendship and admiring all the hard work they've put into modernizing Nigerian street food, I couldn't be happy to finally... I couldn't be happier to finally have my sisters and their amazing food with me on this journey. Welcome the Flygerians. So basically, it's a collaboration between the Queen of the South and the Flygerians. It's a natural partnership as we want to continue to celebrate women in our communities in all aspects of business. I'm so proud to be hosting two of South London's most celebrated female chefs.
That's amazing.
Their love and passion for food came from their grandmother. This, that, and the third. So basically, they got, I guess, modernized stuff, man. They
Their
do,
menu
fish and
it's
chips.
literally it's Nigerian street food.
They do fish and chips, man. They do, but done the Nigerian way.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically, they're doing something together, man.
So what, is that bringing back a bit, or is the weight of white jerk just too heavy?
What? I don't know. Christy needs
way
to
that
answer,
was set up.
innit?
So where's Queen of South gonna be?
Queen of South, it's...
Has it opened as well?
Yeah, I think it already exists, you know. I don't know where it is, though.
I want to check out when the Flagerian ladies are gonna be there then.
Well,
is it like a contract where
they're actually there already?
But are the Flagerians to Queen of South what white men can't jerk are to Prince of Peckham?
I think so.
That's lit.
I think so. So
So
basically,
all
it
this
says,
conversation, we could have ended this 30 minutes ago.
no, but remember. Anyway, let me not say anything. But Christy was basically saying it was only for Independence Month, innit? For Nigerian independence. Last time when they did it. You know what I'm saying?
That was with Flagerians.
No, I'm not sure if it was with the Flagerians, but basically something similar, innit? Obviously, that wasn't enough, though, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just basically saying, with this situation here, it's already seems to have started. It started on the 4th of September, Monday.
Sick. I'm gonna go there. I'll come back with feedback and let you guys know how it's going.
But yeah, okay.
Oh, that's lit, man. I'm happy for them. That's lovely. But yeah, all right. Let's get into our next headlines then. Do the what?
Huh?
What's that? Peckham Palms. That's what it's called. Sorry, people. Yeah, it's called Peckham Palms. Where they're based.
Okay, cool.
Well, where they were based. But,
all right, cool. All right, so next headlines. 5 Americans jailed for years in Iran and widely regarded as hostages are on their way home to the United States. The last pieces in a controversial swap mediated by Qatar fell into place when $6 billion of Iranian funds held in South Korea reached banks in Doha. It triggered the departure of the 4 men and 1 woman in Tehran, who are also Iranian citizens, on a chartered flight to Qatar's capital. They were met by senior US officials and are now on their way to Washington. The Americans include 51-year-old businessman who spent nearly 8 years in Tehran's notorious Evin prison, as well as a businessman and an environmentalist, and also somebody else who was British nationality. The US had said that its citizens were imprisoned on baseless charges for political leverage. Next headline. More than 1,000 Met police officers are currently suspended or on restricted duties, this according to the force, as it tries to root out rogue officers. The crackdown follows convictions of former officers David Carrick, who was a serial rapist, and murderer Wayne Couzens. The Met's Stuart Cundy said that the number of affected officers was almost the size of a small police force, with 1 in 34 suspended or restricted. He warned that removing all corrupt officers would take years.
1 in 34?
1 in 34. Crazy. The Met, for those who don't know, is Britain's largest force and employs 34,000 officers, meaning around 1 in 34 are suspended, like I said, or on restricted duties. Some 450, trigger warning here, guys, some 450 are also being investigated for historic allegations of sexual or domestic violence. Speaking to reporters at New Scotland Yard, Mr. Cundy said that there were plans to hold 30 misconduct hearings and 30 gross incompetence hearings each month, meaning that around 60 officers a month could face the sack. He also said that this is going to take 1, 2, or more years to root out those who are corrupt. There are also individuals who may have had a false allegation, but they're always going to be in small numbers. So apparently, figures released by the force show that 201 officers are currently suspended, while 860 are on restricted duties. And the last headline, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, said that the Indian government could be behind the fatal shooting of Canadian Sikh leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Mr. Nijjar was shot dead outside of a Sikh temple on 18th of June in British Columbia. Mr. Trudeau said that Canadian intelligence has identified a credible link between his death and the Indian state. He raised the issue with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a recent G20 summit. He also mentioned when he was speaking to in the House of Commons that any involvement of a foreign government in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty. Mr. Nijjar, for those who don't know, was a prominent Sikh leader in the province of British Columbia and a vocal backer of a separate Khalistani state. Supporters of his have said that he was a target of threats in the past because of his activism. India has previously said that he was a terrorist and led a militant separatist group, accusations his supporters call unfounded. And it's time to pay the bills. That's it.
All right, let's get into our interview. Just let them get settled while I introduce who they are.
Thank you for waiting Much appreciated.
You can.
Really good.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Right. I was gonna be so cheeky today. But no. I was gonna, anyway. All right, so lovely.
Don't dial it down, please.
So dial it down.
Don't dial it down.
Don't.
Don't dial it down.
Brent, are you
Dial it
sure?
up. Dial it up.
Are you sure? In an interesting turn of events, following yesterday's accusations, we actually happen to have.
Oh, is that what you meant?
What do you think I was gonna do? What do you think I was gonna do? So I told. This is why I asked you. Are you sure? I'm gonna leave it there. I can't bother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's all right. You said you can't predict. You can't predict my moves.
All right.
But yeah, we've got two amazing young men with us today, and they are the founders of the Wright Brothers Entertainment, and they do film, TV, and recently theatre. Right? I'm right with the recently.
We're doing it for a while, but yeah.
Is it? Okay,
We're kind
all right,
of
lovely.
recently focusing on it. Yeah.
All right, lovely. So film, TV, and theatre, and we want to learn a lot about your stories today. But please let us know your names. I know your names, but let people know, just so we know who's who.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so my name's Ty, Tyrone. Yeah, I'm one of the co-founders.
Yeah, I'm Shex, also known as Big Shex. Also, yeah.
Love that. Thank you for joining us. How are you guys today?
Yeah, well, good, man. Thanks
Yeah?
for having us, man.
Good. Love it.
Great.
You came in at an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Thank God you're the black. That would have been awkward. All right, so we do a game with our guests where basically we ask you questions. Some of them are factual, there's actual answers, and some of like general knowledge, and some of them are like this or that. How are we gonna do if there's two of them? Do you just
whoever knows it,
yeah. Okay, so whoever knows the answer, you can just say it. There is a leaderboard, so do feel pressure, and the beat as well. So it's over a 140 beat. Okay. So there's that pressure too. So I'm rooting for you guys. Okay.
All right, so we know the order, yeah. I always say this.
You know the order.
All right, cool.
Okay. Are we starting from the bottom or the top?
From the bottom.
Okay. You ready, Brad?
We're starting in 3, 2, 1.
How old was Queen Elizabeth when she died?
98.
78? Sorry. What African city means lakes in Portuguese?
No idea.
Pass.
You can pass.
Spike Lee or John Singleton?
Spike Lee.
What temperatures does water boil at?
100.
Love that.
Name one of Uganda's neighbouring countries.
Pass.
Young Thug or Gunna?
Ghana.
What is the chemical symbol for silver?
What country did Lennox Lewis represent in the Olympics?
Jamaica.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
What postcode does most of Mashtown come from?
E sound.
What's the most populated country in the Caribbean?
Jamaica.
Yeah, you guys are not in sync.
No, we're not.
You're not in sync.
It works.
I love that. Yeah, you guys can do great.
How many how many do you get right?
You got the
100
Jamaica.
degrees.
The Caribbean one was Cuba.
You got the 100 degrees, right?
Jamaica.
They don't start like it's a list. That was it.
Mashtown.
What was this?
Mashtown was E8.
96.
I said
Yeah,
98, so I was close.
You're correct. You said 78.
I was under pressure, man. I was
Yeah,
trying to say anything.
you definitely were. 78.
So Cuba's the most popular country in the
Most
Caribbean?
Populated.
Oh, populated.
Populated.
Yeah.
I was about to say popular. Ah, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
I can have that one then.
Populated. No, you can't have it.
We'll just say
You were clear.
I said populated. I said the actual word. He just translated it
Can't have
properly.
it.
What's the Mashtown postcode?
Mashtown.
E8.
E8. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was E sound.
When you said N, he looked at you.
Yeah, I can imagine. My bad.
He's like, what?
My bad.
But,
I'm a South guy, innit? So, you know.
Okay, nice. So you said you're recently into theatre. How did all of this start? So you guys, obviously it's called Wright Brothers.
Yeah.
You guys are cousins.
The cousins, yeah.
Love that.
Correct, yeah.
So how did you get into this?
So I guess like, so when obviously we kind of got, how I kind of got into acting was, I remember I was working like part-time and I wasn't really doing anything else productive outside of that, if that made sense.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine said, there's a drama group on the Mondays, come down type of thing, innit? So I was like, alright, cool. I don't mind a bit of drama. Do you know what I mean? Just
How
go
old were you
down,
at the time?
act-
Sorry.
I was like 21.
Okay.
So you go down and you just, you know what I mean, act up and you just
Improv.
yeah, kind of thing, innit? And I actually enjoyed it. Like it wasn't what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Because normally when you think of like drama and acting, you have maybe a certain perception in your head. But when I went there was like a lot of cool guys there, guys that I could relate to, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Then obviously I told Kieran about it, Shex about it, and he was a bit like how I was at first, like apprehensive, like what do you mean, like drama, like we don't do drama type of thing. I said, no, bro, come, it's actually cool.
Yeah.
So we went and we actually enjoyed it, and then they just randomly asked us to manage the youth group. It was like a drama youth group, innit?
No, you guys been employee of the
So-
month. So quickly. Love that.
So that's why that's how we kind of got into the door of like the world of like theatre and acting kind of thing.
Okay.
And then obviously you're thinking, well, you know what, let me try to pursue this. So let me try see if I can be an actor. And obviously this is like 10 plus years ago, even longer actually. So the opportunities as they are today aren't as available. Do you know what I mean? You can switch on like Netflix or anything and see bare black people acting and stuff. You know, you pick up all the actors, UK actors right now, international. It wasn't like that back then. So for us, the opportunities was rare. And I remember like going to auditions and not really getting anywhere, and it was just difficult in it. And then I went to like an Angela Lamar, if you know Angela Lamar, and she had an audition, and the most powerful thing that she said in that audition was, "The pen is your best friend." And I was like, okay, cool. You know what? If I can't get the opportunities, then it's time to create my own opportunities. Do you know what I mean? And then that's literally what we started to do. We started to write our own stuff, and put them on. And I remember going to a casting. I remember going to a casting, and it was a white guy that was a casting director. And I asked him, I said, "What kind of roles could I get?" And he looked at me in my face and said, "The only thing you will get is gangster roles. That's the only thing you'll be able to play." I remember thinking, raw, like, no, I'm not accepting that.
rom-com or
You know what I
something.
mean? I'm not accepting that. So, yeah, like, here we are. Do you know what I mean? Went and created our own opportunities and just been flying ever since, really.
That's so sick. So did you like do you? Thank you very much. Did you do like acting in school, like drama in school? Like what was it that attracted you to that? Your friend just telling you that? What made you think, oh, that could be? Cool.
You know, like in school, you just like you think you're the class clown. You know, you think you can do it.
Everyone thinks they're funny.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're funny. Everyone thinks that they can act. Like so, it was and it wasn't that deep in it. It was just like it was a youth group really in it. It's like a youth club type of thing, innit? And they did like drama. So for me, it was just going down. Do you know what I mean? Just
something to do.
Yeah, type of thing. Because like I said, I wasn't doing anything else outside of my part-time job. Productive anyway. So yeah, it was kind of fun, really.
That's really, really cool. And so, whose idea was it to come up with like your entertainment and your production company?
Both of us.
Join, yeah, we just kind of naturally. I mean, we were around each other all the time anyway, growing up as cousins, and then when we started doing the acting stuff and the writing, naturally became a thing to say, all right, let's kind of solidify it and make an actual entity. Yeah. Only now we're really kind of taking it to a stage where we're starting to really push for the exposure and start letting people know what we're doing and working with bigger names and talent to get what we're doing known. Before when we were doing it, it was more just like it was more just passion and fun. So now it's kind of at a place where we're kind of like businessifying everything and making it, you know, getting the word out there because it's something that is enjoyable, is fun, and there's a big market for it as well.
That's it.
So we say you do writing, like, is it just for like theatre stuff or is it like YouTube short films or stuff like that? Is it just theatre?
No, we do writing for everything. So short films, film. We're working on a feature at the moment, so we do kind of across the board. But we are pushing for theatre because, you know, there's a big gap at the moment. So it's like, I don't know when I could probably ask the question in here, when's the last time you went to theatre? And then I could follow it up by saying, when's the last time you saw a black show in a theatre? Do you know what I'm saying? Something you could relate to. And that's the market and the sort of audience that we're reaching, is kind of like providing something that is not available right now. In
Lion
UK.
King.
Okay.
Lion King is big, but you know, it's also about like something that we can elevate the culture forward as well in terms of this space in it, because like obviously like podcast shows are popping now, everyone's doing live shows, music, UK music is international now, like so it's just about obviously film as well. So it's about making theatre. Do you know what I mean? Because not everybody wants to go out to party. Someone's always looking for a motive or something to do. Do you know what I mean? And not everybody might want to drink or whatnot. So it's about offering a different type of experience in it. And obviously, if you think of like the Tyler Perrys and what he did in his early days with the theatre stuff, it's about creating dope shows that you can go down to and say, yo, like this is actually a lit show. It's funny. It's relatable. It's got dope people in it that I support.
Yeah.
And something just to elevate the culture forward. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where we are.
That's really cool. Your bio says, so let me read it out. It says, at Wright Brothers Entertainment, we believe in the power of storytelling. Our mission is to bring original theatre productions to life on stage and to reach new audiences. We work tirelessly to create unique and memorable experiences that stay with our audiences long after the curtain falls. Like, what does that, like, how do you guys relate to that? In terms of, do you feel like, how do you relate to it?
In what sense? As in, like...
In the sense of, like, what is it about storytelling that you are very passionate about?
But it's about balancing the narrative in the UK.
Yeah.
So we're passionate about telling stories that we don't hear often enough. So stories about romance. Stories, there's comedy out there, but I guess we more in a sort of romantic comedy space.
Okay, nice.
Black love, and when I say black love, I guess it's not necessarily saying just two black people in love, because you can fall in love with anybody. But love involving a black person, having a black female lead as the main love interest in a TV show or a film or a movie, and someone from the UK with a UK accent. So that's kind of what we're passionate about from a storytelling perspective. It's like, we see a lot of, and we always say there's space for every kind of story. There's space for the crime stories. There's space for the gang stories. There's space for the slavery stories, because these are all true walks of life that a lot of us have experienced growing up in London. But it's like, there's also space for other stories that we could talk about as well. The aspirational stories, the inspirational stories, the stories that kind of the younger generation can see and sort of aspire to become. And it's something that's different and not existing right now in the community. So that's what we kind of are passionate about from a storytelling perspective.
Do you have your own space that like you work from, like a theatre or something?
No. So we work in different theatres. We're looking to open one at some point, but right now it's just we put on shows in different theatres. So our next show is going to be in the Greenwich Theatre. The one prior to that was in Pleasance, which is in Camden. The one prior to that was in Unicorn, which is in London Bridge. So we just...
What, is it easy to just get into theatres, or did you just have to just pay your way, or do you need to connect or whatever?
It's the same as like if you're putting on a party in it and you're like, you find a venue, you just reach out, do you know what I mean? And you just say, some of them have like stipulations where they want to like see your script first because they want to make sure it falls into their artistic view type of thing. But obviously we've built relationships with certain venues, and then obviously certain venues, when we work with a venue, they might say, yeah, we can vouch for these guys, their content is cool, So it just opens up the door a lot more easier, if that makes sense.
Okay. Where was the show that you done recently? Where was that one?
Indigo.
Okay, Indigo. I know someone done it. Was it 3 Shots? They done it at, was it Hackney Empire, or was it?
No, they done Indigo this year. They've done
so many venues.
They done Royal Albert Hall was.
Royal Albert.
That was
that was massive. But it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. It's just literally reaching out to the venue. Yeah. If you have the money and it works with their calendar, then it's literally just we kind of just get going with it. But yeah, it's literally just the same process, just booking a venue.
So obviously you guys are black. So based on our topic of the day earlier. So when you do casting for your film, everything you guys do, are you intentional about like having black leads?
Very. Yeah, I mean, you can answer as well. I know I'm answering a lot of questions. But yeah, very, for sure. It's not to say that our whole cast is going to always be full of black people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's lovely and it's great, but we want to tell realistic stories, because not everyone grew up in environments that were completely full of black people. So our stories need to reflect the reality of life. But at least for our leads, in 99% of cases, the stories we write 100%. And I enjoy performing myself as well, so I'm always gonna make sure there's a role in there for myself. So
I like when people do that. I love when like directors or a creator of the show, like when they have just a little cameo. I think that's sick, because I'm sorry, I did all of this. I'm not gonna just go out quiet. I think that's lit.
Yeah. So yes, but it's definitely something that we want to push, like the black leads within the community and black love interests. You know what I'm saying? Like you watch all of these Hollywood movies, it's like far and few between where we see a real black woman as the lead lady, or even a black couple leading the actual story. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna try and encourage that and push that.
100. And just to add to that as well, like, so obviously from doing our shows over the past couple of years, I would say at least 80 to 85% of our audience are women, but more specifically black women. So they're the ones coming out supporting, buying our tickets, you know what I mean, and coming to watch our show. They're always the ones talking about it on social as well. So we want to make sure that we're talking to them, do you know what I mean? We promote them, we big them up, make them feel like, like I am desired, do you know what I mean? Like I can be like, a dark-skinned woman can feel like she is the main, do you know what I mean, protagonist in the love story, and that's what we do. And so yeah, if you look back at a lot of our productions, you will always kind of see that in it, do you know what I mean? But
what's been your favourite characters you've played, like for each of you? Like what's been your favourite role that you've ever played?
For me, I'd probably say this one now that I'm in, that we're in now. So I'll most.
Is this the one about I think I might cheat my girlfriend?
I think I might cheat my.
What role are you playing in that?
So I play Courtney. So I'm playing a Christian type of guy. He's trying to find love in all the in the wrong places.
Okay, fair. Okay, and then what about you?
My character's Carter, so he's a womanizer. He's the villain of the story. Effects is on point today, boy. But yeah, he's a villain of the story. So yeah, he's fun to play as well. I actually I like playing that character. You know, the audience, hearing the audience reactions when they're like, here he goes, or whatever it is that they're saying. It's fun.
Do you know? I feel like that's what will make black theatres different. Because I might get cooked for this. I don't know, but sometimes, say it's like a black film, and like a lot of black people want to watch a film, and I go to cinema, it's like a lot of black people. Yeah. We do a lot of ad libs. It irritates the shit out of me. It's so annoying. I find it so annoying. I'm like, you're not at home. Can you shut up? I feel like theatre is different. Like
100.
Because you need the engagement from the audience. Like that's different. Yeah. But in the cinema, people don't know how to act.
Yeah, that's the thing. With theatre, it can be interactive. Do you know what I mean? And you can like call out, not interrupt the show, but you can like, because you always hear it. I was going to say, you come on stage, something happens, and you hear like either the boos or the chants or the cheers or whatever the case may be. Do you know what I mean? And you do hear the ad libs as well. Like I remember hearing audience say certain one-liners. You're trying to say when you're on stage, isn't it? So it's fun. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's fun, man.
How do you know break character? Because if someone says something funny.
To be fair, I got a question around that. So it's a two-part question, right? One, how much rehearsal time goes into, putting the show together? And two, because it's live, and obviously people could be prone to making mistakes. How much grace is given to a line slip up, and how much improvisation do you have to do on the spot in case someone misses a line, misses a cue, says something funny where you're trying to hold in the laughter? Like how much grace is given to that side of things?
It can be difficult, but this is where rehearsals is mad important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because and where you have to be in sync with your co-actors as well on stage, innit?
Yeah.
Because when we rehearse a lot, so by the time we got to stage, you help each other out. You kind of know if someone's meant to say a line, so you kind of prompt them or do something that will help them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're gonna laugh, you just have to hold it. Do you know what I mean? Or use it as a motivation to do something in the scene. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
So, if I feel like I'm gonna laugh, but it's not in the script, I might just pull my phone out and pretend I've seen a text or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just gotta kind of
just make
style
it
it
work.
out. You know what I'm trying to say? Because the audience don't know. That could be part of the story. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you will never know it's a mistake. And it's happened so many times. And there was a very big one that happened in our last show actually. And I remember asking some of my friends that came, I was like, did you notice anything? And it was like, nah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But we knew it was a very, very big thing. But to them, they was none the wiser. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, same answer basically, literally. So to answer the question in terms of how much time it goes into a show, I think
rehearsals.
Because we don't rehearse every single day because the people we work with have so much different things going on in their lives. Yeah. We probably give a lead time of a few months, but that's probably once or twice a week. So it's not going to be like every single day. Yeah. But if we condense that, we could probably get a show ready in a month's time.
Okay.
We done every single day back to back.
And the actors for your most recent show, right? Were those handpicked? They audition? How do you select? Like, was it Big Tobes? Who else is on there?
Big Tobes,
Shioma,
Adiola Patron, Fiona Michelle, and Leanne.
Did you reach out to them because you thought they'll be perfect for the role, or was it an audition process? How did it go?
It's a very good question, and I want to elaborate on that a little bit as well. I think so. Traditionally, what we normally do is we'll reach out to people and we get them to do line reading with us. Okay. So we'll get them to read part of the script or part of the scene, so we can assess their suitability for the role. Yeah. With this cast we've got particularly, we've seen a lot of them perform already before. So we already knew they could deliver in the characters. And the reason why I wanted to delve into that a bit more is because I haven't heard anyone say it yet, but I can imagine people might say, oh, it's just a show full of influencers, or it's just a show full of people that aren't necessarily known for acting. But when you come and see the show, you'll see how much work these people put into it.
That's what Shioma can act.
Shioma can act, exactly.
Shioma can act.
Shioma can act. She can act.
She's proper sick.
But it's something that obviously, in order to get the word out about what we're doing, we need to work with people who have, have an audience and people will come out to watch, right? And that's why I wanted to delve into it a bit more. It's not like we're just kind of reaching out. We have people that hit us up constantly to be involved in our productions. People that are well known in the industry, that do music, that already do acting, or that want to get into acting. So it's not a case of us just reaching out and trying to get anybody into our shows that we can get with a bit of clout. So and everyone that we get into our shows can act and can perform and can do very, very well.
That's dope.
I love that. That's it.
When it comes to like writing your scripts and the ideas that come to you guys, right? Does art imitate life or does life imitate art?
It can be both.
Okay.
It can be both. They can be both, like, together, but they can also be separate at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So, because the thing is, even as an actor, like, when you act, you always like find something within your, they call it your tool set, something that about you as a person that you can take from, and then you build your character upon it. So, for example, me playing this Christian character, growing up, I guess, as a young child in church, I kind of had that kind of maybe basic foundation of what Christianity is. Do you know what I mean? So I can now use that and build upon it upon my character. If that makes sense, innit? So in terms of like writing, like you find inspirations in loads of different things. You know what I mean? Some things may be personal to you. Some things may think you might have seen on TV or hear stories, and then you kind of do it. But at the end of everything, what we're not trying to preach to anyone. We're trying to entertain. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Is we're entertainers at the end of the day, innit? So you know, you don't have to take the stories too seriously, basically.
But do you sometimes put like a certain message or agenda in it that, like, at the end of it, you're like, I have to make sure everyone gets this particular thing?
It's giving Nollywood. God be the glory. Tell you what the fact is.
In a way, but like Ty said, we're not preaching at all. This is literally entertainment. There are ethoses we stand by, which is probably more so which is like, you know, celebrating the black woman, celebrating black love, and celebrating positive storytelling.
Okay.
Lovely.
But not necessarily like you have to have a message at the end of this play. We don't. And although his character's Christian, it's not some kind of Bible bashing production where it's like everyone pray at the end of it kind of thing. It's just literally it's entertainment, it's fun, it's lighthearted, but we just have ethoses that we stand by that we make sure are the underlying basis of the storytelling that we do.
That's basically in line of what I was basically what I basically meant, because a lot of the time you get people kind of believing that, I guess, there's all this gender wars online and, you know, men versus women and black men and black women and all this type of stuff, right? Does that seep like into your writing, or is it more so, you know what, I want to show, because online maybe, or in the real world, right, I don't necessarily see black women in the most positive lights, so I'm going to consciously write into the script to kind of push that particular narrative?
Nah. I wouldn't say not.
Okay.
Nah, I don't think so. Not on what we do anyway. I know what you mean, and I do see it, but nah, I don't. And I think it's just about how you look at relationships in general as well. I was trying to say, so like, for example, like if you and your girl have an argument, it shouldn't be you versus your girl. It should be you and your girl versus the problem. I was trying to say, so you should be working together against the problem rather than each other. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like...
What are the problems, my man?
Yeah. Huh?
What if he's the problem? Okay, come to it.
But yeah, no. So yeah, it's just about, do you know what I mean? And even if that was like something conscious, again, we want to be mindful about the narrative that we're pushing out there anyway. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I like that. I feel like in a way you kind of do that in that because you mentioned earlier about like celebrating and championing like dark-skinned women, for example. Obviously with colorism, that's been a whole thing within our culture and how we're raised, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really, really positive. That's very, very positive.
Oh,
that's really sick. That's really sick.
And
guys,
sorry, Esther. Sorry. You all mentioned Tyler Perry. Do you guys have future plans leading to where Tyler Perry ended up?
Yeah.
If you just focus on the black community, I do believe that they will turn out and turn out and turn out and turn out. Then you guys could basically turn everything up.
That's the plan. That's the plan. I mean, it's to fill that gap, because at the moment in the UK there isn't anyone that's doing that from a live show perspective. In terms of storytelling and theatre, obviously we have it in the podcast space, we have it in the music space. But yeah, in terms of theatre and watching a storyline and the narrative play out, that's what we're looking to build on. Obviously the stories are for everyone. So if you're black, white, Chinese, you can come and watch it and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we're definitely, writing it as in the stories about us and about what we go through every day in our community.
Have you thought about converting any of your plays into films or shows or?
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, so one of the first shows that we did, it's called The Wright Brothers.
Okay.
That actually got picked up by a production company, and that's in development right now.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So that's the thing. It's just like, that's kind of like maybe the formula. Do you know what I mean? We do it in our safe space where it makes sense and people can come out, and when we invite producers down, they can see the reaction in the room. They can see what it means for the culture and for the people and the audience that it's meant for. Do you know what I mean? Because not to say that this show can't work in, like, say, Edinburgh. You know, a lot of people bring shows to Edinburgh, for example, right? Not to say the show can't work there, because it probably could, but the audience might be very different, and we're very mindful about, you know, the language that we use, and it's for us. It's not just for us, but we want to make sure that we get each other's language. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like we get each other's like
language.
What's
really?
What's the word I'm
I
looking
feel like
for?
language is the worst.
Yeah. As I say, like we're talking to each other basically. We get each other's culture, innit? So. And that's very important and very key. Do you know what I mean? And we don't lose that in our productions, basically.
Yeah.
And you know what's important? And the reason why that's key for us, the reason why we stand by it so much is because we've had an experience where we done something. We were doing, so just to get, just not trying to sidetrack or anything, we was doing like video. We used to have a Canon camera that randomly, I don't know why, we just bought a camera out and we used to film each other doing dumb shit on the street and stuff. Innit? Like before it became a thing. We didn't ever post it anywhere. We just used to shoot these clips and have this whole stuff. And then one time we started posting it online. Again, this is like Facebook days. So this is before
this is before Vine and everything.
This is before all of this stuff became a thing. We was doing it. Not to say we were the first ones to do it, but we were doing it before it became a thing to do, because we were already actors. So I guess that's probably where it naturally came from. Then it got picked up by a producer. This is again years ago, and we actually ended up having a TV show on ITV2. I ain't gonna say the name of it, but this was a part of our experience. I'm gonna tell you why, because that show aired after Extra Factor, right? And it was a big thing. We had a lot of viewers and stuff, and people. Again, it was before social media really took off, so we never really got much of a traction on social media. But it happened. The reason why I say this is because the content that actually came out on the TV was not our voices at all. We were washed down and watered down on another level. And that's because this was before people were able to see what, you know, black content was about. Right now, we got Mo the Comedian doing his show, we've got Big Nasty, we've got what's his name? Michael Dapper, all of these people doing it from our voices within the culture and our type of humor. We watch it and we laugh because we get it. But when we were trying to tell the producers, yo, no, let's do this character, do this character. It was a sketch show, by the way. We were trying to tell them, let's do this. They were like, no, because Barbara in Birmingham, she might not understand how that goes. Or she might not relate to that character.
Okay, Barbara.
So we ended up completely, and tell the truth, Barbara wants to understand what our culture's like. So she actually wants to see what it really is. She wants to see it in its raw form. But they didn't understand at the time. But now if you do it, obviously it's fine. We can get away with doing our voices. But at that time when we done that show, it got watered down to another level. I was cringing watching it back when it came on TV. Yeah, it was.
Were you guys in it?
We were in it. It was our show. It was everything. Like we were in it. We had our company produced it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an experience. But you know, it's part of our stripes, and we're proud that we achieved it, because it wasn't something that people were getting those days. Yeah. But it was a lesson. It was a lesson for sure.
So that's part of what's pushed you to want to do, like, have your own production company.
Yeah, to stand by our voice.
Yeah.
So what, did they rewrite your script?
So basically, yeah. So we sat in a writing room with them, with the producers, and we basically threw ideas on the wall and tried to say, what about this character, what about that story, and they just kind of cross it out and just give us what they wanted us to do.
Okay.
So why are we here? They just wanted black faces behind it, basically.
Basically, yeah. Tick box. What's it called?
Tick boxing.
Exercise. Yeah, there we go.
That's crazy. So with I think I Might Cheat My Girlfriend, did you guys write that? Like, just you two? Yeah. So a lot of your stuff, is it just you two that write, or do you get other people to come in as well?
For everything we've done so far, it's just been us two. But we will work with other people.
Yeah, we're open to that.
That is really, really cool.
You open to work with white writers? The great white writers?
Good question. I would say so, yeah.
You're going to get your ass talking about great white writers.
Sure, yeah, why not? Yeah, it's not like we would say no to any writer.
Would you have them writing on the black experience?
Well, no, because they don't know it, do they? Well, actually, turn that back. If they're part of the culture and they've grown an experience,
they may be able to jerk.
No, but if they have have a an authentic voice because they've experienced what we've experienced, then yeah, why not? That's their experience, regardless of what the colour of their skin is.
And like when you're writing, do you guys start from scratch together, or do you both do it separately, come together with your ideas, throw things on the wall and see what you come up with, or do you just sit down together from scratch?
So this particular one, I came up with the concept first, and then I did the first draft, and then brought it to Shex, and then we kind of built it from there together. Basically.
It must be so exciting when you get an idea. You know, oh my gosh, guess what I've just thought of.
Definitely, it is. It's like maybe an artist that has like a concept for a song. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you might have the hook at first, innit?
Yeah.
You're like, cool, I got the chorus. Now you just got to build the verses, innit? And that's what it's like. It's like you have the basic idea of the story, and like the beginning, middle, and the end, and then just trying to fill it out. Like, and obviously the long.
So what happen when a man's got a story and he's excited about it, and 1 year's got to be like,
It's meaty.
this
That ain't
I
it,
was thinking
boy.
about that in my head, you know.
This
because
ain't it.
That
kid.
ain't it.
I saw someone tweet that the other day. I think it might have been Get saying, "Have you ever told someone your idea before you should have?" And then people don't like it. And it's funny because you just got to kind of deal with. You got to find a middle ground.
I was gonna ask, like, how do you guys settle? Because there's two of you.
Yeah,
So how do you settle
differences.
differences? Yeah.
You got to find a compromise, man. It's difficult sometimes. Obviously, we've grown up together, so we can sometimes you can rub each other the wrong way quite easily.
Yeah.
But we've learned not to now. But it's just got compromise. You got to find a middle ground that we're both happy with. Sometimes you got to throw the whole idea away because we both literally have a complete opposing views to it.
That's it, because you started this in 2012, right? That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
11
a long
years.
time, but it hasn't been consistent since 2012. You know,
Okay.
it's been on and off. We've been living life, going on holidays, partying, not really focused on the agenda of writing and developing and stuff. So literally, we've had years off since starting, but we've done it every now and again, and now it's just like we're getting that consistency.
When you say living life, going on holidays, so when you're in writing mode, you're just in writing mode.
No, I mean, as in like we're not, because you have to think about the next production.
Okay.
Once the production is gone, if we start thinking like, we do other stuff, right? We do have other business ventures, other, stuff that goes on in our life. So if you let the ball drop and you're not thinking about it, it can be 6-7 months, a year before you pick up the pen again and start writing another script. And for our audience, it's not good to have such long breaks.
Yeah. How long was this in the works for? Like from the moment the idea was born all the way to now you're having the shows?
The idea originally came to me in sometime in, I think it was like early 2021.
Okay.
And then just spent.
It would have been a year then.
All that time, right?
Because the first time we done a show was in May, and it was sold out in May.
This year, May.
Sick. And we're now bringing it back, which is what we're going to be putting on next month, 26th, 27th, 28th.
And where's that going to be?
Greenwich Theatre. It's going to be in the Greenwich Theatre, the 26th, 27th, and 28th
of October. Nice. Yeah. And
Make sure you
people
give
get
support,
tickets
man.
and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so at Wright Bros Ints Instagram bio, the links in the bio for tickets. So definitely hit it and definitely check out the show, man. Something different, something exciting. And I urge everyone to come out and watch it.
So when you had it in May, it was same cast.
Same cast.
That's lit.
Yeah, same cast. Same cast.
I've been doing a little research. I found your show.
Yeah.
All these pictures from it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see.
The Ty and Kai show.
Yeah, like I said, bro, I mean, feel free to watch it, but again, it wasn't our
So like with the production you're currently doing now, so I'm guessing that one you're happy with the way it's going. They're not rewriting things. Like, what is that process like?
This is all us. That was commissioner, that was producer, that was ITV, that was channel controller. All of these people had a voice in it. This is just us. This is our writing.
Yeah.
We fund it all. We put it on. We produce it. So yeah.
And is it going to be like in film, or is it going to? If you can tell us, like what's it going to be? Is it going to be on a streaming platform?
This next show coming up now?
No, the Wright brothers, the one that's you said is in production. So
Yeah. So it'd be a feature film. Can't really say too much at this stage. But yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Hopefully we're looking to announce some stuff.
But then what's the Wright brothers about? Because you've done it, to be fair. So tell us tell us what it is pre-production with who you're working with now. So when it was a play, it was a play, right?
Yeah.
So when it was a play, what was the description of it, synopsis?
The story is about three brothers who meet the same girl.
Okay.
And the three brothers have different personalities.
Okay.
So it's kind of like which brother.
Well, that's interesting.
Which brother's the right brother, basically.
I like that.
So and the interesting thing about that story is that we put that on the stage before in theatre. We worked with Paige featured in it. We put it on a few times. Paige featured in it. Yeah. And ZZ Mills was in it as well.
Oh, nice.
So it was dope.
That's lit. I love that. Well, I'm looking forward to the announcements of that. Congratulations. That's really, really sick.
What did you guys think about there being no black writers on Top Boy?
Oh, is that a fact?
Right, I was just about to ask you that as well, yeah.
Is that fact?
I heard
at least the
Ashley
main
Moore
one
say
anyway.
something about that.
Oh, is it?
didn't he?
Okay.
He said,
Yikes.
I I don't know. I don't want to misquote
Yeah.
what
Oh,
was
so that's
said,
why they
but
talk like that.
he said something about, I think, was it even the lead writer was white, or
The
there
creator.
weren't really much.
The creator's white.
The creator's white.
The creator's definitely white.
They probably have writing rooms where they have a number of different writers that come in and add voice. I mean, I haven't watched the full series yet, but they say like nigger and sorry, can I say that on the show? I don't even know.
Yeah, you can. You just have to pay. You have to put £5 in our jar.
Okay, cool. I'll
Got N-word.
but like they say these types of words, right? I can't imagine a right person putting that script together.
You were surprised. Didn't a white man write Django?
To be fair, I've heard the N-word on Top Boy before, you know.
Have you?
I don't think I have.
I haven't heard it either.
Heard what? The N-word?
Yeah, on Top Boy.
Nah, because it's Britain. We can't say here.
Are
It's
you
an American
sure?
thing.
I don't think
Well,
I've
I'm
ever
pretty
heard
sure
it.
this season it was.
I heard nigga once.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think because you think it's there.
You're
you heard
using
it, but-
inserting
You haven't
the
heard
words where it's not meant to be. You're doing fillers.
And name it. What character would have said nigga?
No,
never Sully- it's never
If
Sully
you watch it on
Scotland.
translation, you know you can change the language. Maybe you change it to like American.
Oh, imagine they say it that way.
I'm telling you, no character uses that word.
It's all like
Not
bro
Sully, not
and whatever
Shane,
else.
None of them.
I was trying to catch up like a few days ago. I'm pretty sure.
Not like talking to
think
each
about
other
it.
when it's talking like about, like referring to next man.
Nah,
and
that's
stuff like
American
that.
culture. It's not our story.
I might be wrong, but I don't think I've ever heard it.
These have been
Well, now you're
appropriate.
saying it, I might be making it up. I'm not sure.
I think,
No, I think
you know,
there
because we're
is.
used to hearing it in TV, like American TV and
Yeah,
whatever.
we just assume
you
it's there.
assume that it's in there, but I actually don't think it
That's
is.
why I assume.
But I would be surprised if it was there, though. To be honest,
Same.
I'd be surprised
Same,
if
I'd be
it
surprised
was.
it
No,
was.
with the British.
London's Britain, innit? Yeah, I don't
Exactly.
know. I don't.
And honestly, you don't have to use the word. There's so many
don't
different
know.
ways we can call each other. You don't have to use it in the show.
I wouldn't be surprised if I heard it. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Same.
I'd be surprised because it's not British. It's not a British thing. Them little Karens that watch Netflix be writing Ofcom, even though Ofcom is not regulating Netflix, they will find a way to Karen it up and make a complaint.
I say it's not a British thing. The man them say niggas every day.
Yeah, because you guys are appropriating American culture.
Everybody's you guys. Though. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody be
Yeah,
saying
we're
that
all
shit.
the same people. Yeah.
You know, we probably say like bro or fam more.
Yeah.
That's probably more the common term that
Yeah.
we will use than we will probably say the N word. You know what I'm trying to say? Like we will say it, but we might say it like. It's just me just say an example in it like F that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's what you know what I'm trying to say, or but we don't. I don't know.
But
I
yeah,
don't
we
know.
don't know.
Everyone's different.
It's starting to sound odd now. Since our little, so we had a moment, a come to Jesus moment, where we decided we were going forward on this show, we wouldn't be saying it. So anyone that says it has to put money in a jar, that's where the whole jar thing comes from. And now in my real life, actually, it sounds weird when I say it, because it just sounds like, oh, you don't have to do this. I'm ashamed. Why the ancestors are judging me, like they didn't fight for this. This whole thing. But yeah, back to you guys as a production company. What kind of challenges have you faced? Like, what kind of difficulties have you faced? I know you talked about obviously forming relationships with theatres but even with that, has that had challenges when you initially meet them? That kind of stuff.
Not for the most part. Not in terms of like with theatres. Maybe one of the challenges that we have, I'd probably say, is maybe awareness. Do you know what I mean? And just letting people know what we stand for and what we're about, and checking it out, because even close circles, like again, you think of theatre and you might have a certain perception of what theatre is. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you hear, there's a theatre show, you might just think, it's like this middle class, white elitist kind of world, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So you don't quite understand that theatre can actually be fun. It can actually be, for the culture, it can actually be cool and like a elite thing to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's about letting people know what it can be and what we are trying to do. And I guess when you see it, you get it type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's. I don't know if there's anything else that you want.
No challenges. I think theatre is more accepting at the moment. I mean, I wouldn't say at the moment. I just say theatre is very accepting of new talent and new voices. Theatre, like,
As an industry.
As in the industry, yeah. If you think of theatre, like you think of all of these, it's very like they want to encourage every kind of storytelling in it. So when they see us come through and it's like it's different, there's never a case of them giving us any kind of friction. They actually welcome
That's
it.
good. It's about time black people had a break somewhere. That's nice.
So there isn't much like gatekeeping in the theatre.
No.
That's really good.
Because it's like independent, right? It's like if the TV channels, for example, if Netflix had an open platform where they said content creators, it's like YouTube.
Yeah.
You can put on what you want to put on YouTube. That's literally what the theatre is like. TV now, you can't just get a TV show from commission. Plus, it costs a lot of money to do TV and film. Theatre doesn't cost as much. It's expensive, but it's nowhere near as much as those things. So you can easily do it.
What's your ideal though? Like if you had to spend, let's just say, the next 5 years doing one thing, theatre or like getting, films done, what would you choose?
That's a good question. I think it's a hard question, bro.
I would choose theatre personally.
I was gonna say there's only one right answer here. You are promoting a theatre show. What are we doing?
No, we are. But ultimately, we're writers and creators, right?
Yeah.
So we do tether both sides. And that's why it's difficult because I do enjoy film as well.
Yeah.
I think before anything, I'm an actor. That's what I am before anything. So that's what I enjoy doing. So whether it's theatre or film, I think to answer your question, I enjoy doing theatre more.
Okay.
But I enjoy performing on stage more in front of audience. So I'd say theatre is the answer.
Okay.
So, a couple questions, right? Off the back of that particular question that stumped you, if I came to you, Mr. Handsome Rick Ross, and I said,
Not Rick.
I'm giving you the lead role in the next Hollywood blockbuster, and you know after this particular role you're gone clear, right? Would you leave your partner in crime?
Your cousin?
Because you said acting is your thing, right?
You know what? I wouldn't leave him, no, but I'd use that as leverage.
All right, like that.
To
Safe response. And how do you all handle or manage or overcome writer's block? Each of you.
Ooh.
We give each other deadlines. So we have to, it's difficult to sometimes, when you know there's somebody that's going to be questioning you, like, yo, we have a deadline, we got to do this. For me, it's like, there isn't even time for writer's block. And it's easy because if I have a challenge to get past a certain stuck place, I could just shout T, be like, yo, what are you thinking? How can we get over this one? And he'll probably have an answer for it. And vice versa. I don't know. What do you reckon?
That's lit. You keep each other accountable.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just the question earlier about if he had that opportunity, do you know what? I would actually want him to do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I would say, yeah, bro, go do
Clean
that.
house.
If you had it, what's your vibe if you had it?
No, same answer
okay.
as what Shik said. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, that's a dope opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Because again, it's helping what we're trying to do here now anyway, you get me? But in terms of like writer's block, I think as well, like, so when I was writing, when I first started writing the script for this one, I was in my house a lot. And I realized, and I was stuck at a certain stage. I said, I need to get out of my house. I need to find a different environment. And I used to go to like cafes. I used to write in cafes. I'd be like, try to be one of them writers in cafes. So
Listen, being in a cafe with your laptop is so lit. It just feels like you're in a rom-com.
Coffee shops,
I love it.
Yeah, like, and then just different places. Sometimes we go to like hotel lobbies, you know what I'm trying to say, or go to like the one went to long ago was like a rooftop bar.
Nice.
Just go to different places, you know what I'm saying? And just break that wall that's blocking you. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I might even fly out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do
Any
a weekend.
excuse.
Do you know what I mean? And do like a writing weekend. So
yeah, that's lit. Do you ever use like real life people, like so your friends and family and whatever? Do you ever use their stories?
So the Wright brothers, which is the very, very first one, that's actually based on 3 real people.
Okay.
So,
That you guys know. Do you still talk to? Do they still talk to you?
they're on my social medias. Yeah.
But how'd you go about that? Because basically, I don't know if you guys have heard about Dreaming Whilst Black.
Yeah, definitely.
So we had Ajani and Danny on here. Yeah, we had them on here. And obviously one of the storylines is that, well, Ajani, he used his cousin's story to then end up getting his big break kind of thing. And it was that conversation of not having a conversation with them before. So if you're going to draw inspiration from someone's real life, do you tell them about it or do you just let them be surprised when they come to the show?
It would never. Go on. I'll say it would never be anything that's too close to home in the sense of that would embarrass somebody or. You know,
yeah.
It could be a characteristic, like somebody that just says dumb stuff all the time, or someone that's like, I don't know, a womanizer. Could be a player. Don't know how to play. Thinks he's a gallus. He's not really a gallus. Or it could be anything in it.
That's a roast.
So, yeah. But you could draw these personality traits and definitely put them into our stories.
That's lit. That's cool.
But yeah, we wouldn't necessarily like for if someone's going through like something terrible in their life to use that as a storyline.
I find that so tricky though, because what if it's a really good? This could be the one.
You could take it, adapt it, mix it around. You don't have to like tell it verbatim, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Or you could create a story and actually have a conversation with them. Say, yo, do you want to make this into some kind of drama? I know you're going through shit right now, but when you're ready,
do you mind
make it
sucking up the tears and let's have a session?
Well, as actors, have you guys auditioned for anything that you haven't got that later on became a big show or film?
Definitely.
Are you allowed to name it or name them?
Do you know what? I don't want to, only because I don't want it to be like
I think.
Yeah, like I could. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But there's popular shows. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Who are some of your favorite writers? People that inspired you?
Good question. I would say a lot of my favorite writers aren't actually script writers. They actually write like books. So it's more about changing your way of thinking, and it kind of opens up new ways for me to tell stories. So I'll name one because he's like a standout for me. His name is Malcolm Gladwell. And he just writes books about challenging how you think. So when you're writing a story, you can approach things from a different perspective and a different way because of the way he's opened your mind to think. Like he's a sick writer, man. Even when Gucci Mane came out of prison, he was like, "Yo, I found out about Malcolm Gladwell in prison. This is my guy." Like he's very good writer.
Outliers.
There you go. You know exactly who it is.
Favorite black actor and favorite black movie.
Favorite black actor has to be obviously Mr. Denzel Washington.
Okay.
And then favorite what? Black movie?
Yeah, black movie.
There's so many, but the one that's coming to my head right now, I would probably say is Do the Right Thing.
Okay. Spike Lee.
And yours?
You?
Denzel as well, for sure. Don't know. I don't think I have a favorite movie. You know.
Black film. No.
Yeah, I don't think I have a favorite.
I was gonna ask, how do you guys feel about the fact that when we talk about like black films and stuff, we call it black films? Like, do you want it to just be a thing where
It's just a film.
it's just a film? Like, why does it have to be? Why do we have to say black films?
Do you know what? I remember having a conversation with a producer. It was a white guy, and I had the same question as well. Do you know what I mean? Because it was all black people in it. This was actually it wasn't a film or nothing. This was actually was it a talk show? I can't remember what it was. It was something anyway.
Okay,
But everyone on the panel just happened to be black.
Yeah.
And he called it, this is a black talk show. I was like, why is it a black talk show? Why can't it just be a white
talk show,
or just a talk show? Sorry.
Yeah.
Man, no, sorry. Why can't it just be a talk show?
Yeah.
And he was saying, no, that's how it's going to be seen. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's just subconscious, innit, I suppose, innit? And that's, I guess he's talking more from the industry, the mainstream kind of perspective, innit?
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, if someone watched this show and they saw all of us on it, or they saw you guys on it, would they say that this is a black podcast? Like, is that something that you guys have experienced, or is it just, that podcast is kind of dope? I guess it's just a subconscious thing that we look at, right? Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm interested in knowing whether people outside of our, because obviously we say black films, black this, black that. If people outside of our community do, I mean, that obviously that white producer, he does. But like people outside of our community, if they see it that way as well, or is it just a podcast to them?
I think you talk about films or pod.
I think just everything that we put that we add the prefix black to it.
Yeah, because okay, cool. Back in the day when I used to go HMV a lot, there was a black cinema section in the HMV.
Well, that'll do it.
So all the movies that we know to be black, they were all in one section. They had a big sign, black cinema.
To be fair, actually, Netflix does that.
So
because they put like black films, something like that. But they've got one of the categories. It's either them or Amazon. One of them has a.
So I think I've seen it on there.
Yeah, it's one of them. I can't remember who it is, but they have like a black thing, and then that's where you get all your sitcoms and all that stuff.
I'm torn. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I was just about to ask you guys, like, do you think that's a bad thing?
I don't.
I think it's different in music, though, isn't it? Music probably doesn't have that when it comes to music, right?
Yeah, because
Well, only Karens will say it. Black music, gangster rap.
Yeah. I think because black movie or an all black cast is niche still. To be fair,
Yeah, I
probably
think that's
why
what it
it's
is.
still
That's
put
it.
into that separate category. And music is not really niche. It's just broad.
Because I remember we had that discussion before where I think it was Idris that was talking about, I don't want to be known as a black actor.
Yeah.
I'm an actor. You know what I mean? And what's his name? Boyega was
John
like,
Boyega
no,
as well, yeah.
I'm a black actor. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, people, I guess, see it from different
It's
perspectives.
interesting, yeah.
I want to ask you guys, how much do you value, it may seem like a silly question, but how much do you value your freedom when it comes to writing? So obviously you had that experience with ITV and stuff, right? Yeah. And how much are you willing to compromise, let's just say, for the next time you work with ITV?
Not a huge amount.
Okay.
We've seen our peers do what they do with our voices amazingly well. So why compromise, dude? We don't need to. It's clearly doing the job. So I would hope that there wouldn't be an expectation for us to compromise. I definitely value it. Probably one of the most valuable things to me, and maybe I could say us, is definitely the freedom to tell stories how we want to tell them from our voices.
Yeah.
So,
And even with the film that we've got in development as well, like it's a conversation that we had with them as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's important that we don't lose our message, or we not message, but you know what I mean. We don't lose our voice in the script as well. And they was down for that, man. Like, they, do you know what I mean? Allowed us to have that creative kind of input.
Do you think that's because things have changed from when you first started, like 10 years ago?
100%, bro. I mean, How many? Look at all of the adverts you're seeing now. They want to come with this whole kind of, I don't know what word to call it, but it's urban voice on a character. Like, yo, get your phone call now. It's the coolest thing out right now.
The road
like the road man on every advert you see, YouTube. Like you're watching, what's it called? Love Island, the middle of Love Island. Yo, what's that? I can't remember what they're saying, but it's literally all our voices because that's what people gravitate to. That's what the biggest. Like, you know, the biggest pushes right now from a cultural perspective. So, yeah, it's definitely a change. When we've done it before, this wasn't happening. So, when we're trying to say to them, you know, a cultural joke, like a Nigerian this or, you know, a Caribbean that, because it's funny and our culture will get it, they weren't hearing that. They weren't hearing that. So, now they'll be like, yeah, we've seen it done before. We see Don't Jealous Me does it great. Or Mo the Comedian doing the Caribbean stuff. So, it's definitely got to be proven. It's got to be proven and tested before somebody can turn around and say, okay, we know it works. And that's one thing. Sorry, bro. Sorry, I know. But I know I'm going on. But one thing about theatre and the freedom of theatre is that when we do our shows and we invite people down to see it, they can see how it works. They can see how it translates within our culture. They can see we have a sold out week, and everyone that comes every single day of that week loves it with rave reviews and sits there and it's electrifying in the venue. So you know, it's about having the chance to prove that it works before someone can actually say, all right, great, I'm looking to take it to the next level or work with you in another space with the same story.
Is it everything that you guys have written that you've turned into a production? As in you turn into like a play or something, or have you just got stuff you've written but you haven't decided what that will be or how you're going to execute that?
Unreleased work, innit, basically.
Everything we've written and that's a finished product is definitely ready to go to stage or film or get shot. Because it takes a lot of time to invest. So there might be concepts that I've written that I think are great. I get to 2 pages and send it and he might not like it or think it doesn't necessarily work. So it's definitely concepts that we've got that are probably sitting in our draft inboxes somewhere. But everything we finished writing as a finished piece is definitely it's either out or we're in the works of it now. We've got a few other stuff that we're planning and we've got like some international projects that we've got commissioned as well. So that's all good. That's all that in the works.
You know, when you first did this particular production in May, how many days did you do it for? 3 days.
3 days.
All sold out. Sick. Black excellence.
What goes into like choosing how many days you do?
That's what I was about to ask you. What's the process of that?
So we had taken a hiatus. So obviously we were into lockdown in 2020, right? And then obviously everything shut down in it.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything. So that obviously put a delay on a lot of things. So then when we came back after a long break, it was about just making sure that the audience that we had accumulated previously was still there, still interested. A lot of things have changed, innit? So we just did it for 3 nights just to test it. And it was like a 200 capacity theatre, innit? So I guess 600 across the whole night, innit? But we just wanted to make sure that it was still there, innit? And so that's kind of why we did it that way, innit?
But then this time as well, you're doing 3 days as well.
Yeah, but a lot bigger theatre.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. I mean, it's not sold out yet. Let's just save the horns.
We're manifesting.
You're manifesting for sure. I think what goes into making a decision though is definitely the cost of you know the theatre for the 3, 4, 5, 6 nights. We've done shows that lasted for 6 nights, 7 nights, for weeks before. So it all depends on you know the budget we have to put up front. Obviously, what's going to cost for rehearsal periods and cost our talent as well. How much they're going to be, you know, we're going to have to pay for them to be in the shows. And I think that's the main thing. And then and hoping that we can sell it out or at least get to a point where we break even and we can say, cool, at least we're not making a loss.
Okay.
And just to add to that as well is like it's just us two self-funding it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So we don't have like a finance or we don't have like. Do you know what I mean? There's no like other company giving that. Do you know what I mean? We literally put all of our bread into it ourselves. So again, we're taking a lot of that risk in it. So that's obviously something to be mindful about as well.
Do you prefer it that way, or would you like an investor to come along and?
100%, man. We would prefer to spend other people's money. Do you know what I mean? But,
that's the word.
But with that comes obviously you know certain levels of negotiations and you know this whole thing about ownership. Like it's interesting for me personally anyway. Like I don't think like. To own something doesn't mean you need to own the whole of it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? As long as you have like a deciding voice in it or a voice that matters anyway, doesn't necessarily mean that you need to own the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? And that's why all these companies, like even like if you think all these billionaire companies like Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook and all that, they don't own 100% of it. Do you know what I mean? They've sold a lot of that off. But what they've owned is obviously still big.
Enough to make it say
like they're billionaires. So So that's something that, do you know what I mean? Again, if we ever have a conversation with a company that says, cool, they want to come and invest or buy a share, whatever, then I'm sure we'll be open to have that conversation.
Yeah, as long as the ethoses are stood by, then I don't see why not. I mean, and yeah, to ownership question, I mean, why own 100% of £10 when you can own 1% of $1 million? Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to own everything, just have a piece of it. And obviously make it as long as you're making money as well. But it's all about the ethos, and if the company's the values, the values are aligned, then let's get talking for sure.
Would the ethos tie into race though? Because like you're saying, with pushing the positive black woman, positive relationships and things of that nature, I'm assuming it'll be easier for a black person to understand that, you know what I'm saying? But if a white person comes to you, be like, look, I understand that, this, that, and the third, I love your vision, I want to support it, I want to invest X amount. Is that something you're open to, or is it more so somebody that can also understand that what we're going to like produce as well? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you've lived that experience.
Either or for me. I don't. It's not. No, it doesn't have to be, because again, if it's somebody that's going to be investing, for example, or like from a business conversation level, they're not going to be storytelling. So that's more about the mechanics behind the business and behind the model, and getting the word out, getting the awareness, being able to cover to afford bus stop stands, advertisements, that type of stuff. But when it comes to the storytelling, it's still going to be our voices and anyone that we recruit to write with us. So that's going to be a bit more of a. It's not as easy to find someone to write with us because they need to have authentic voices. Yeah. At least for the stories that we're telling. Yeah, if that makes sense.
That's it, man. Yeah. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's so sick to actually set out to make theatre part of our culture, because it really can be.
100.
And I think it's sick that the stories and the places we're going to be seeing there, they can relate to it, and that would therefore draw more people in. So
obviously, with the play coming up, you guys have your favourites, but obviously I'm not going to ask you who your favourites are. But what are some of the standout performances that we should look out for?
For me, I'm going to say Adiola Patron and Fiona Michelle, actually. I think Fiona, in particular, I think this was her first time doing theatre, was it? Yeah. Everyone was dope, by the way, as I say, But the reason why I highlight those two in particular was because, for Fiona in particular, she was new to, I don't think this was her first time doing drama. So, and she was so confident, you know what I mean? And she really embodied the character really, really well. And then same as Adiola as well. I know she had done drama previously before, but I think she had done it in a long time. And she just went and she smashed it. And she got a lot of good reviews, actually.
Is there anyone that hasn't got drama experience or like acting experience or anything like that?
Fiona hadn't. She's a dancer though. Okay. By nature, so she's used to.
So she's got that. Yeah.
But I think that's it. But I wouldn't say I haven't got no. I would say come and see it and see for yourselves and see who you think is.
I want to come and see it. It sounds really amazing
in the show.
Yeah.
Were there any feathers ruffled during like rehearsals and stuff?
No.
I would get a peek behind the curtain, no?
No dramas. Apart from timekeeping, sometimes people might show up. You know, it's like the normal stuff.
I don't know. It's like it.
But besides that, no. It was all. Everyone was just happy to be a part of the project. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little family, innit? Everyone's just fun. It's like it brings you back to your childhood. Like everyone enjoyed performing as most of us anyway, not everybody. We even spoke to Bobby Kasanga recently. We had a chat with him, and he was telling us how he was playing Othello in some Shakespeare production when he was younger. So it's like a lot of us have experienced it and enjoyed it, but it's not really a viable career path. So most of us have to drop it.
Yeah, because we're raised to read our books, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so God willing, in 10, 15 years, maybe even before then, you guys are Tyler Perry in the studio thing and
Amen.
That, right?
Yeah, definitely, man.
If it is, he doesn't obviously kick off to Hollywood and you will support him. I'm sure you would say they use the money to basically fund the.
100, man. The goal is to open up our own theatre. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, we're hiring out theatres, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's about owning our own theatre. Not so one, so obviously we can house our own productions, but two, so again, it's a space for other creators to come in
you can hire it out.
Do you know what I mean? And use it in it. So that's like the goal. Do you know what I'm saying?
New generation.
Expensive, man, but we're getting there.
When's this new show out? Sorry.
The one we're promoting now?
Yes.
So it's Greenwich. So it's in October, so literally next month.
Okay.
From the 26th to the 27th and 28th of October. At the Greenwich Theatre, obviously Greenwich, and
Tickets are out now, and it's called I Think I Might Cheat on My Girlfriend.
I Think I Might Cheat on My Girlfriend, and very controversial title.
It is, but I'm gonna come and see what it's
People
about.
have opinions about it, but you know what? that's the point. Do you know what I mean? To get a conversation going.
Yeah.
Whether it's positive or negative, but when you come and watch it and you come and see it, hopefully, do you know what I mean?
I'm expecting a plot twist. If he cheats with his girlfriend.
So is Big Tope the person who's deciding whether or not it was during his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Big Tope's the main character.
The lead character. Okay, cool.
He's smashing it.
And all the other girls, I'm sure one of them's his girlfriend.
Yeah, so Chioma.
Chioma's his girlfriend. Okay.
Oh, she's not gonna have it.
And then what? Are there multiple love interests or only just one? In terms of who he's thinking of cheating with?
You'll see. You'll see.
I'm ready to give it all away.
All right, so you guys are both handsome, but do you guys have partners?
Yeah, I'm seeing someone at the moment. Yeah.
Cool. I know it's a trick question. Sorry, I'm not trying to catch you.
Trick question.
Sorry, I just realized when it flew to my mouth. So how do any of you guys lips any of the cast members? Obviously on the show.
Yeah, I can't remember. The show.
Not I don't in this production, but I have previously.
But we would.
But yeah, we would.
acting,
Yeah,
acting.
Why have you decided not to make it authentic?
It never came up in the story. There was no purpose for it. There was no purpose for it.
I'm just getting around lips of people.
If the story warranted it, then yeah, we'd involve it.
Is there any lips in there?
Yeah.
But not you guys.
No.
This is why I want to, bro. There's Pornhub, bro.
I'm gonna ask the question: is that techie for your partner? Do you understand? At these stages, obviously, they might be seeing it as this is just theatre. This is not Hollywood. So don't give me that whole actor spiel. Do you understand? It might be a stupid question, but
No. It's a really relevant question.
Also, one second before you answer, because obviously, as writers as well, you don't have to write kissing roles for yourselves. You can actually choose to deliberately.
You did this on purpose.
You know what I mean?
But it has to make sense for the character's journey. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm playing that character, then that's the character. I'm not doing it intentionally. Do you know what I mean? I was kissing roles in every scene. Do you know what I mean? Like, time to kiss now. Come here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so in this production I don't, but in my last one I did the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
I had a kiss scene at the end, and I was seeing a girl when she came to watch it, and but she knew in advance. I was going to say, look, I'm kissing in the role, but. Listen, if you're going to be with an actor,
that's.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you have to kind of, it's one of those things, do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of what it comes with, really.
Definitely.
Hear it. Right, lovely. So we asked our guests 2 questions before they leave. And the first question is, tell us something nobody knows about you. I feel like you guys are very close. So it would be nice if it's something that you didn't know about each other. But, think of something. And then also your biggest life lesson. Your biggest life lesson, sorry.
You want to go first?
No, you can go first. I'm trying to
Look, I did get a call from Hollywood.
Something that
nobody knows about you.
No one knows about me.
Even anything. I feel like we should have given our guests this before they come here. Because everyone takes a while to think about it. It could be a hobby, an interest.
Yeah, I used to play basketball. I won trophies for playing basketball when I was younger. Yeah, I don't know if that's
sick.
Yeah,
what was that for questions?
Biggest life lesson.
Life goes on. Life goes on. I would say.
Boy, that first question's hard, and I take long to make decisions. So for me to think about a question like that is a lot of pressure, honestly.
Fair.
Something no one knows about me. I recently found out that I had bad anxiety. I can't even say it. So that's something which I've found a solution to now. Which is
that's nice. That's good.
And the other one's the biggest life lesson.
Yes.
Is if you can't fix it, don't dwell on it.
Oof.
Yeah, that's what I say. If you can't fix it, don't dwell on it. That's a big thing. A lot of times people stressing about stuff that they can't even change, bro. Like, just let it go. Like, I'm saying, focus on something else. So, yeah.
Nice. It's been lovely speaking to you guys. Congratulations on your show. Congratulations on everything you've got coming up.
Thank you.
International at home is sick, and looking forward to where you guys are gonna be. And I hope you guys will come back as well.
Definitely, man. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, definitely, man. Thanks for having us, guys, man.
Problem, man.
Guys, check out their Instagram. Their ticket link is in the bio, and it's 27th,
26th,
27th, 28th of October. I think I might cheat on my girlfriend, and it's in Greenwich
Theatre. Greenwich Theatre, yeah. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
All right, nice. Let's get into, what are we getting to? Wedding Road? Let's get into Wedding Road. I'm talked out.
You guys some press tickets, innit? If you guys are free.
Yeah, we're
so
free.
Yes,
you lot
we'll
can come
definitely be
down.
there.
So we'll DM the page. If you guys are free, come on down, man. Just send us the
We'll
names.
definitely be there.
Definitely.
And we'll add you to the press night, which is on the 26th. So hopefully you guys
Okay,
are free.
opening night.
Yeah, opening
Oh, I
night.
love
Opening
that.
night.
Okay.
Dope.
Yeah,
Dope.
we'll sort you guys
Sick.
out, man.
Yeah.
Thank
man.
you.
Take care.
All right.
DM the page. Thank you very much.
So, Brent Camera and me, thank you very much.
Sorry.
Sound like a narcissist, but here we are. Okay, so I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Something is in the air. All the people are breaking up. It's sad. It's actually very sad. But I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I spoke about Ariana Grande and her husband allegedly being separated and living separately and all that kind of stuff. Well, they've officially filed for divorce.
Oh, man.
And it was like a simultaneous divorce filing.
Sorry, Esther. Ariana Grande, yeah.
Ariana Grande, yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that was with
Big Sean.
and Matt Miller.
Yes.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay. The one that was accused of.
Yeah, she's been accused of people of taking people's
that
men,
one.
but
Okay, I didn't even
Where's
know she
it?
was married.
yeah, she's married. Yeah, they're married for 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy from where is he from again? No, I don't know where he's from. Never mind. But yeah, so they've been married for 2 years. It's so sad, you know, people just breaking up. I was saying to Gina yesterday, and I was saying I think like maybe it might be the COVID marriages. Yeah, it might be the COVID marriages. Because basically with COVID, a lot of people felt like, obviously COVID had a lot of people thinking and whatnot. And people were trying to rekindle things. Some of us, I don't care how the world ended, I'm rekindling shit with you. But people were trying to rekindle stuff and people were taking like life more seriously. There was a lot of like weddings and relationships and stuff that was birthed from COVID. So yeah, man. But yeah, it's sad. Apparently they're taking the time to, you know, work through the details of their agreements. And yeah, man. Sad news. Wishing them love and light.
Who's that partner?
Dalton Gomez.
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard of him.
He's a pop star.
Okay.
I don't know what popping doing, but pop star. What else is there? Sorry, the doc is confusing the life out of me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Tinashe, right? So Tinashe, who is a singer, she's got that song 2 On. Can't think of another song at the moment. Talented girl though, lovely talented young girl. But basically she was on a show, she's on a podcast, a show of sorts. And the guy basically asked her, does she feel embarrassment for the fact that she's got songs with R. Kelly and Chris Brown?
There's better people that have that same.
Thoughts?
No, that same lineup. People have songs with R. Kelly and Chris Brown.
And Chris Brown. But the guy felt it necessary to ask her, R. Kelly, you should... the thing is, yeah, okay, this is what it is. I can hear you feeling like, do you know what? No. Because you know what? You didn't know at the time. If you knew at the time what he was doing and whatnot, blah, 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 and you went ahead and made a song with him, then I get why you feel embarrassed. Like, do you know what? Yeah. Because there was signs and whatever. I ignored it. I didn't think it was serious. Or I'd heard things. I didn't do my due diligence, but whatever. Fair. Why is Chris Brown in it? Because people love, and I think this is my issue. Obviously, I'm not speaking as a Breezy fan. I'm speaking as a woman who's delivering word on road today, right? People love to collaborate with Chris Brown because they know it's going to get them on the radios. They know it's going to do this, it's going to do that. And then after you've spent the check, you want to come back now and say you regret it. As if you didn't know what this man was at the time that you're doing it. She's trying to say basically that her label are the reason why it was. And at the time, she was like, I don't think that this is a Chris Brown song because he's like, this is a pop song. I don't think Chris Brown is suitable for it. But yet there you were in the video, giggling and smiling like whatever else. Anyway, you know, one thing about Chris Brown, he's going to respond because don't be bringing up my name in foolishness. Obviously, Ciara's got a song with him as well recently. She was getting cooked as well. But her cooking had to be limited because she's pregnant. I think it's just silly, man. It's just silly. Don't listen to song or whatever. But anyways, Chris Brown was in the comments. Because Chris Brown doesn't like when people bring up his name in foolishness. He's really anti that and he's not shy at all. So basically, obviously, under the comments of this video where she's talked about the label made her do it and blah, 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 because he was the biggest artist at the time on their label, blah, blah, whatever. He commented, name 5 Tinashe songs or die. Then he did the eye emoji. He said, everybody dead. Everybody
That was
dead.
time ago, wasn't it? Was that recently?
Again?
Was that
No, it's
recently?
recent. And then he was like how she's full of that evil. Her career is non-existent. What's more embarrassing is that she worked with all of these people and not one of us could save her career, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. And then basically someone must have tweeted something about how Chris Brown is pressed. They feel like Chris Brown is pressed because Tinashe didn't get with him or something like that. And then she liked the video. No, she liked the tweet. It's just a whole thing, man. I don't know what she's doing. I just think it's... Because obviously there's certain labels where there are artists that are really, really talented and they weren't pushed the way other artists are and stuff like that. And it's silly. And she is very talented. Tinashe made some really good songs, but here we are. Who else? What's going on in the world? Oh, Christina Millian as well. So you know how everyone makes those jokes about J-Lo didn't sing any of her songs? She's one of J-Lo's songs called Play. Christina's actually the one on the backing track. And she actually wrote the song. So she wrote the song, she sang the song, but she said how basically she was going to put it on her album with, what's her other song? Crap, there's another song. I can't remember the song's called now, but anyway, one of her biggest songs anyway. But then essentially someone else heard this song and they thought the song would be good for J-Lo, and then that's how the song got to J-Lo. But basically people have always said that there's like a whole beef, because obviously with Ashanti and J-Lo, people just make up beefs because they're on J-Lo songs and I guess they're not credited on J-Lo songs. It's imaginary beef that they've made up. But basically she had an interview recently and she confirmed that it's no beef and she actually loves the way J-Lo did the song, and yes, she's the one singing there, and she actually went back into the studio after they asked for the song. She went back into the studio to kind of rewrite some stuff and do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. So there's no beef. But someone else, Oxlade as well, was getting... It's a lot of cookings. Oxlade was getting cooked. So, you know, obviously the Mohbad passed away. People have been putting out their tributes. I do want to say, while I'm here, when someone passes away, screenshotting your conversation, your private conversations with them, and screen recording voice notes and such is not what we want to hear. No one cares for that. That is the most annoying thing. That's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to people doing tributes, is them screenshotting private conversations and all the voice notes that were sending each other, and oh my gosh, we were meant to meet up last week for brunch. Then you screenshot and circle the date and let us know it really was last week when you guys messaged. No one cares. No one cares about all of that. Anyways, Oxlade decided that he was going to do his tribute. And so awkward, man. Like, so awkward. He basically screenshot a message that Mohbad had sent to him, and the message from Mohbad, this was in 2018, by the way. Mohbad said to Oxlade, "Your voice is extraordinary. Love from this side." He didn't show what he replied to it. Something tells me his spirit, he did not reply to that message. Because he literally cut it off after Mohbad's thing. But what basically people clocked is that he had restricted Mohbad's account.
Oh, serious?
Yes. So when he screenshot it, at the top it's got Mohbad's name, and then under it says restricted account. And people were like, you're out here doing #justice for Mohbad, doing heartbreak emoji, and you had the guy muted. What is restricted again? That's when you can't, you can't see their posts.
That's when the person can't see your story.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, you restricted him. And you did all of that. So anyways, he was getting cooked. He took it down. Last. That was that. And then also, I watched something really beautiful yesterday. So obviously, I love Kirk Franklin. Got all the time for Kirk Franklin. So listening to his music, he's been very open about the fact that he was adopted, very open about the struggles coming up in life. So being born, I guess like he grew up in a poor area, grew up with very little. He was raised by an aunt, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, she adopted him when he was 4 years old and all that stuff. And he basically didn't know his dad. He didn't know his dad. His mum battled like addictions and stuff like that. So he didn't know his dad, didn't grow up with his parents, had a very difficult upbringing and whatever. So 3 days ago, he released a short doc on his YouTube. Very, very beautiful. I watched it last night. It was absolutely beautiful. And essentially, so he's working on his 13th album at the moment. Big up Kirk Franklin, 19 Grammys, and also he's just doing what he's doing. He's working on his 13th album, and actually, by the way God works, he happened to be documenting this one. And then basically, one of his singers, who he's actually known for like so long, like they're friends or whatever, her name's Melody, right? I think it's her aunt. someone there. No. So this girl Melody, right? So basically, she went to a funeral. She just went to a funeral. The funeral was Kirk's biological aunt's funeral, so his mum's sister, right? And Melody's dad, his friend happened to be at the funeral. The friend's name is Rick. Then while they're at the funeral, Kirk Franklin's mum is called Deborah, right? So while they're at the funeral, this man Rick, who's Melody's dad's friend, random friend, just mentions, just by chance, like, oh, I used to date Deborah back in the day. And then now everyone's looking at him like, huh, okay. So where they're from is like a small town where it's like, you know, those ones where like word travels, like everybody knows everybody and whatnot. The dad is from there as well. Cool. So he says that, and everyone's looking at him like, you look like Kirk. Like you could actually be Kirk's father kind of thing. Anyways, he basically, then the rumor starts around. Like, have you heard, whatever. Rick, who's the man, Melody's dad's friend, he hears the rumor and he said to Melody, do you know what, actually, I don't know, like, I know that Kirk doesn't know his parents, his father, blah, blah, whatever. I don't know if there's any truth to this, but, you know, I'm willing to just, if he wants to, here's my DNA, he can do a DNA test if he wants to. But actually, Kirk was saying that what Rick didn't know is that there's many people that have come out to say, oh, I might be your dad, I might be your dad. And actually, in 2017 or 2018, he actually buried a man that he believed was his dad. Yeah, it was so sad because we were talking about, he said when he met the guy, when he was with him, the last conversation he had with the man, he said to him how, like, I've won Grammys, like, I'm in rooms that, like, I'm, like, people love me, people respect me, people support me, people do, like, I get a lot of admiration. But he was like, because I never got the admiration from who he was that matters the most, I'm the most insecure man in every room I step into, despite my accolades and whatever. Wow. And he was like, he told this man that, and the man was just like, oh, like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Didn't affirm him, did nothing. And so he was like, that was the last conversation he ever had with that guy. And so essentially this man died, went on to die and whatnot, and buried that man. And he had this anger towards him because it's like, you couldn't be my father, you weren't my father, whatever. So anyways, Rick sends his bits for the DNA, tells Kirk to do it if he wants to do it. Kirk's like, you know what, at this point, I've got nothing to lose. He does, obviously his album is being documented, so he does the DNA, whatever. His doctor rings him, and doctor's like, oh yeah, basically, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. It's at 99.99999%. And he's like, and the doctor's quiet. Even I was like, of what? And he was like, of what? And he was like, that is your dad. Like, that is your father. And he was like, it's crazy. And then he goes to see the man. The man, first of all, lives down the road from his studio. Also, he lives so close to the studio he records at, as in Kirk Franklin's actual studio, where all his music and stuff is done. Doesn't live too far from it. Also, the man lives opposite a house where Kirk used to drop his son for play dates with his friend. So he was like, the whole time, this man has just been within my reach. So the man, he didn't tell the man he did the DNA. The man didn't know the results of DNA, anything like that, whatever. He then goes to meet the guy. He's like, didn't you ever think that you might have a son? He was like, honestly, I didn't have a clue. I've never heard anything. I've never heard any rumor about that, blah, blah, whatever. He tells the man gets emotional straight away. But you know what the most beautiful thing was there? Obviously, the man didn't know he didn't know he had a kid and whatnot. He tells him the result. This man breaks down, and the first thing he does, he apologizes to Kirk, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." And the guy, and he was like, "I'm honestly so sorry." He was like, "I promise you, if I knew that you were my son, if I knew that I had a son, I would have been there for you." Blah blah blah, whatever. Very, very. It was very, very beautiful and emotional documentary. Then his mum, so obviously his mum's dealt with a lot of drug abuse and all that kind of mental abuse, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's the whole thing. And Kirk was thinking about, like, the issue with stuff like that is that when people go through stuff like that, it's difficult to get out of it. So he gives his mum a grace for it because it's difficult to get out of it, because he was like, it's one thing that person having to battle to deal with it, but the system does not help them to be able to get out of that and whatnot. Anyways, last, the mum was basically adamant that was not his dad. So then she said they have to do another DNA test. They did a DNA test in her presence, same results. And sis was like, that's not your dad. But do you know what I think it is as well? I think it's from her addiction, because that was when she gave birth to him, innit? So I genuinely don't feel like she remembers, because she was like to him how, essentially, she doesn't have a relationship with Kirk anymore. Okay. Because he was like, I just need you to admit that is. But she was like, it's not. But I don't believe that she remembers that is her. That do you mean that's who it was? Because again, she's clean now and she's living like she's healthier now. But that's attached to then. Beautiful documentary anyway. And then also in the documentary we see him then reconcile with his son 2 years ago. Well, actually, I think I reported it last year. But he and his son had a whole argument where his son leaked that conversation, private conversation between them, where they were arguing and they were doing this and whatever. And obviously when he then told his son about that he's got a grandfather and whose grandfather is that, his son even broke down as well. Because Kirk has been very open about, all of that stuff anyway. And it was lovely. So we see him as well now. He is reconciled with his son as well. And yeah, and he's got a new album coming out. I'm really looking forward to it because they played a few songs. It was kind of like the backing vocal. Well, no, but that backing tracks in the documentary. And yeah, he's got a new album coming out. It's called, I think it's called The Father or A Father's Love, something like that. Hold on, what's it called? Yeah, I think it's called The Father. And it's out, I believe, on the 11th of October. Hold on, let me see what Friday that is. Sorry, guys. One sec. What month are we in? September. Yeah, I think it's out on the 13th. I have on the 6th or the 13th of October. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's such a beautiful story to tell. And it was just, yeah, man, be in your kids' lives, man. If you know you got kids, be in their lives. If you haven't got kids yet, be intentional about having kids and being in their lives. Like, it really, really does. It plays the whole thing. Like, Kirk Franklin is Kirk Franklin. He's a flipping big deal. And stuff like that kind of trauma just follows you and stays with you. But I'm so happy for him. Like, it made me so happy. Like, I literally prayed for him after I watched it because I just think it's such a beautiful thing. Like, and he just happened to be recording that. And now he's got that documented forever. And now he's reconnected with his father. And like, so many missing pieces of your life, of who you are and where you come from. And it was lovely because I was reading through the comments on YouTube. And his dad is actually a therapist for people that deal with addictions. Apparently he's one of the best in the area. And Kirk himself has dealt with addictions as well, that he's openly spoken about. And it's just, and I think in the way that the father dealt with it, he was so gentle and so caring. And he was like, do you know what? Like, I want to be, he's like, now that you're here, because he's got a wife as well. He was like, we want you in our life. But he was like, I'm happy to go at your pace, wherever you feel comfortable. Because you can't just shop in your kids' lives and just expect them to be riding bicycles and shit with you. Don't work like that. But it was really, really wholesome. If you can, defo give it a watch. It's called the album's called Father's Day. It's called Father's Day, a Kirk Franklin story. And it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But yeah, man, that is all from me. Very wholesome content. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. I don't have much to talk about today, but the first thing I want to mention is, apparently, according to new forecasts, the UK economy will have the highest inflation rate amongst the world's richest nations this year. So the OECD, which is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, they said that in its interim economic outlook report, right, it's expected that the UK's inflation rate is going to average about 7.2% for this year, which was a rise on its previous forecast in June of 6.9%. So for some reason, based on what they've kind of seen up to from the beginning of the year up to June, and also factoring in July and August and all that, they're basically thinking that inflation is going to actually be a higher rate than they first projected, 7.2%. Which, like I said, is going to be the highest amongst the richest nations in the world. Just yesterday, we were talking about America, which inflation rate is about 3.7%, I believe, at the moment. And obviously they want to get it down because it did go up from last month at 3.2%. Next thing I wanted to mention is, apparently, global oil prices are going to be going up, man. Well, they have surged already to its highest level in more than 10 months. This is like because of the whole predictions that there's going to be shorter suppliers. So Brent crude basically breached the £77 a barrel price on Tuesday today. And basically that's basically what's making people kind of feel like, you know what, what's going on there? You know what I'm saying? This is the highest amount. We did obviously project that this was going to happen. But to what degree, I don't think everyone's too sure, because it has kind of bounced up and down from the beginning of the year, especially back in May, where it fell back to $70 per barrel. And like I was saying, right now it's £77 per barrel, which is the equivalent of $95 per barrel. So it has gone up $25 Next thing I wanted to mention is, do you guys still use Twitter? X, whatever it's called.
I use Twitter. I haven't updated mine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I use it the same as I used to use it, to be fair. Just to read.
Okay.
Mine's on Twitter.
So everyone's basically against the whole paying for the blue tick, though. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
100%.
I paid for one.
You pay for it, yeah?
Yeah, for the new black.
Okay.
Because I couldn't make a community
Okay.
without
Right.
a tick.
Okay.
Ah.
And then I could use long form videos. No. So, yeah.
Oh, I don't know you.
I didn't notice they had the tick on it.
Yeah.
You can hide the tick.
Oh,
you
can
got
I?
that? Yeah, yes, you can, yeah.
Oh, I don't do that.
Why? You don't want the tick there?
I don't like the stigma attached to it.
But no one would have known that you paid for it. You could have just kept it quiet.
Yeah, I think you can hide the tick still. I know a couple people that's got it and they ain't got no tick.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's smart then.
Oh, it is there? Okay.
So do you feel a way about... So if you paid for your tick, would you hide it?
I'm going to hide it.
No,
would.
not you. I mean everybody else.
I would.
You would?
I wouldn't pay for it though.
I wouldn't pay for
But I
it.
would.
Okay.
Just
Why-
because of
why?
stigma.
Because of stigma.
I was
Well, what
going
is
to pay
it?
for it because I can monetize my Twitter.
Yeah, you should.
Oh,
You get impressions. And you can get paid from that.
To be fair, if I pay for
don't
it,
think it's a lot,
I
but
don't think I had it, to be fair.
Mm.
I paid for it, so... it's
What,
whatever.
what is it? What's the stigma, though? Is it just that people are paying for it?
It's icky. A guy could have moved to me.
It's because...
A guy can't slide in my DMs and you got a blue tick.
It's because what the tick represents. Besides, I'm sure there's benefits to having a blue tick, right? There's actually different things you can have, right? But that's not the way we see it. We see it as you want to get some level of notoriety and some clout by having a blue tick.
Okay.
Some
if you
people
have-
though.
No, not everyone, but that's the general consensus.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a bit taboo.
well, they
just
took
to
the
buy
proper ticks away, innit?
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say.
earn it, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Some people
You just have to
signed
earn
up.
it. Yeah, but people who had ticks, they took them away.
Yeah, they did. They took everyone's.
That's
Even
rude.
Beyonce had to pay for it. But you know, what it is? I feel like some people paid for it from early before they even knew the benefits of it, and I just thought your tweets are so dumb. Unpay for that because you don't. No one's seen all of this.
No, what I hate is when I'm looking for like football news and stuff, and I see a take or a rumor from someone, they got a blue tick. I'm like, okay, this must be credible. I check it, and it's like someone with 200 followers. I'm like, go away, man.
It's crazy. Man.
Well, I mentioned all of that because Elon Musk is considering putting the entirety of Twitter behind the paywall.
Yeah, of course, I expect that, but that's fine. I'll be off the app.
we have Fred's in it. Fred's is whack, by the way.
Oh,
I
is it?
didn't even make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so obviously I was asking about stigma because it's essentially will get to the point where if you're on Twitter, we know that you've paid for it. Basically,
But everyone will have to pay for
I
it.
think that's different,
There,
though.
there won't be a stigma anymore.
That's
Okay.
because you're just being on Twitter to just be on there and
be
to
on-
actually
okay.
tweet, as opposed to being on there to have a blue tick and look a certain way.
Okay. But yeah, he's saying basically he wants to do it because he feels that's the only solution for getting rid of bots and fake accounts.
Boy,
on
if you
social
broke,
media.
just say that.
No, that's what he's saying. And like he's really against the whole the bot thing and pushing certain narratives and propaganda and all that type of stuff.
The way you can do it then is, I'm sure there's other ways you can come up with it.
Also, I'm actually surprised that he stuck with this whole X thing. I was pretty sure it was going to be like something that he would just reverse like he always does.
I think they're gonna reverse at some
But
point.
this feels like it's here to stay.
Yep.
But yeah,
He's positioning this to be the one stop app. It has everything on it. Your identity, your social score, everything.
it's giving.
So he had to change it from Twitter.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna come off the app anyway. I don't like social media.
Well, he's basically saying that it costs a fraction of a penny to create like a bot, right, to run that whole particular thing. So this is why he's saying that if somebody even has to pay a few dollars or something, right, some small amount, right, that effective cost to having a bot is quite high. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that's what will basically get rid of all of them. Well,
won't,
a
though.
big bunch of them.
Because anyone that's sick enough, that's weird enough to have a bot and whatever else, that money's not what's gonna be. That they're committed to what they do.
Yeah, but not necessarily like burn accounts. This is like proper, like, but how do bots work? Like, because surely they have them in huge amounts, innit?
Yeah.
Like pushing a particular narrative and this, that, and the third,
Okay.
swinging
Yeah,
elections
they have
and
entire
you know what
bot
I'm saying?
farms just creating them and then
There you go.
churning crap out.
Yeah. So yeah, he basically wants to get rid of all of that. And the last thing I wanted to mention is remember we were speaking about what's the best way to basically say it. Remember that time? I think you guys watched the documentary about basically certain nations not having enough children to keep up with the rate.
Yeah, like Japan.
Exactly, Japan's in the news. So for the first time ever, more than 1 in 10 people in Japan are now aged 80 and older. Now, obviously, you may see that
1 in 10.
1 in 10.
That's crazy. How is that?
One in what? Sorry.
1 in 10.
Because the way I'm thinking about it is that say the average people let's just say people can live up to 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one for every age. 1 in 10 are 10. 1 in 10 are 20.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
How many do you want to be 80?
Less.
Not a tenth of the population.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's high. I thought you guys meant that was low. I was thinking, what kind of economy?
That's far too much.
Oh, 1 in
They're not having no
Oh,
kids.
yeah, actually, yeah, 1 in 10 people. That's a lot.
Exactly. They basically have one of the lowest birth rates in the world. And they've struggled for ages, like we were saying, to provide for its aging population. Because there's no kids, there's no young people making enough money to help the older lot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. They may not be in Japan as you know it. Unfortunately, maybe in the next 50 years. Maybe we need to start planning to move over there, have kids and stuff, and make Japan black.
I didn't want to have kids. I hope they don't close down before I do the Mario Kart. That little on the road thing.
But yeah, man. Yeah, like I was saying, it has the world's oldest population, which is measured by the proportion of people who are aged 65 and up. This is according to the United Nations. That proportion stands at 24.5% in Italy, 23.6% in Finland, and those are basically like the top three. You know what I'm saying? So Japan is way up there with 34.8%. It's crazy. Sorry, 34.8% they're expected to be at by the year 2040.
I wonder where they went wrong.
Imagine that more than a third of the population is above 65. You're done.
Yeah, but I wonder where they went wrong though. Like, what did they do wrong?
They said 1 child per thing, innit?
That was China.
Oh, sorry.
That's China. That's China's policy. We're even with them. They're trying to backtrack on that now. Now they're trying to pay people to have more kids.
Yeah.
Now it's too late. My womb is closed. Too late.
It's sad though.
Pussy door is closed.
It's sad though because, like I was saying in that documentary, there's a lot of women out there who are like crying and upset because they're not having kids. The men are just.
Oh, I thought it was the women that didn't want to have kids.
No. A lot of them want to.
And what are the men doing?
The men they don't want as many kids as them. They either want none or just one. You know what I mean? So it doesn't work.
Yeah, man, people get greedy anyway when it comes to kids.
Yeah.
Don't have 6 kids. Let me see.
Well, it's the economics. Everything's expensive. You know what I mean? And all that type of stuff. And you know they think a lot more than people in this country. They don't just have kids, just having kids' sake. They know they have to provide for them. So yeah, it's just all of that mixed together causes all of these issues. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
Okay, let's get into asking for a friend quickly. Good morning, family. I really appreciate this show. It gets me through my morning shifts. I have a quick question, mainly for Brother Eman, I think. A friend of mine is really experimenting with his Christian... And you're asking Eman? Sorry. A friend of mine is really experimenting with his Christian walk, and he started exploring other faiths and adopting certain things from each while still calling himself a Christian. Oh yeah, this is for you. I don't know if I'm limiting my walk with God by not doing the same. I listen to TDA every day, and I really like it when you all pivot onto conversations about faith. Each of you seem to have a relationship with God, but you in particular seem to have a really interesting religious makeup. My question is, will I void my salvation if I tinker too much with the rules of Christianity? Thanks again, family, and may God continue to bless you abundantly for the sacrifice each of you are making to give us this platform every day. Which God you pray to? Which God did they pray to? Amen. Thank you. Amen. Over to you, sir.
I think this could be an interesting topic of the day. You know?
Not today, though.
No, of course not, definitely not. But all I'll say is, you have to remember to differentiate Christianity from the denomination. Christianity solely, to be a Christian anyway, in the Orthodox view, is to believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and He's your Savior. All the other stuff that vary from denomination to denomination is just here, there, and by the way. That's kind of how I see it. So there's going to be a lot of other things, right, that sorry, when I say that, I mean that's contradictory to the Bible anyway. Yeah, hope that's clear. But everything else that pertains to life, right? You can get answers from different walks of life. You can get it from your culture. You can get it from different traditions, from interacting with different people from different walks of life. So I don't think you trying to pick up a book or learn from people from different faiths or different walks of life will be a bad thing or mess up your salvation, so to speak. As long as you believe that Christ is that only way to get to the Father, and you believe He's your Savior, then you're still a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Just look to the Bible. But at the same time, there will be certain things that maybe can enhance the way you look at life and just maneuver through this thing we call life. You know what I'm saying? You can get certain answers from just different people. You know what I mean? So, for example, you could be a Christian who's like, cool, I go to church, this, that, and the third, but I want to be able to learn to pray more. So you know what? I'm going to take on the structure of Islam and maybe set reminders 5 times a day to pray. That's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It may be something else that you want to take from Buddhism. Just maybe a certain time in the day in the morning to meditate. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're not going to be doing and all them other things there. But that meditation could be your prayer time. You know what I mean? So it's just different things you can learn from different faiths.
Pick and mix in religion is hilarious.
That's not pick and mix, really. That's culture and tradition. You know what I mean? A lot of the time. A lot of the things that we believe that we're doing as Christians is Hebrew culture. It's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's how I see it anyway. But yeah.
All right, nice. Thank you very much. If you guys have dilemmas, the number to contact is 075 6484 1073. Our email address is tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. Let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, so our next headline, Ofcom has found that GB News breached impartiality rules when 2 Conservative MPs interviewed the Chancellor before the spring budget and failed to represent a wide range of significant views. So Esther McVie, who's a former pensions minister, and her husband, Philip Davies, who's a long-standing MP, were accused of hosting a love-in interview with Jeremy Hunt on the 11th of March for their weekly morning show on the channel. The pre-recorded interview aired on a 2-hour-long program, Sunday morning with Esther and Philip, and it prompted 45 complaints over its failure to preserve impartiality. Only 45! And this is something that made the news. Anyway, GB News said the program was delivered in an interesting and innovative fashion. The channel added that it was disappointed by the Broadcasting Watchdog's decision and called Ofcom's definition of impartiality imprecise. After an investigation launched in April, Ofcom found out the program was overwhelmingly reflective of the viewpoints of different strands of opinions within the Tory party. They also said on Monday, yesterday, that there were only very limited references to wider perspectives on UK economic and fiscal policy in the context of the forthcoming budget. And the last headline is to do with basically this guy who's being charged with the forced disappearance of 3 men. So he's part of this former hit squad in Belarus, right? So he was arrested after confessing that he was part of a unit tied to the abduction and presumed killing of opponents of the country's authoritarian leader. So now a Swiss judge is basically going to look into the whole thing and decide whether he's telling the truth. In the media interviews, right, this particular guy, Mr. Garavsky, has given a detailed account of how a secret hit squad snatched the 3 opponents of Lukashenko, right, who was the Belarus leader, from the streets of Minsk, drove them out of town, and then shot them twice in the back. The prosecution is a stark reminder that political repression in Belarus, which captured the world's attention again when the mass opposition protests were crushed in 2020, has deep and very dark roots, allegedly. But for those families of the 3 people who disappeared, it's pretty much an important moment after years of agonizing uncertainty about their fate. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get into the reaction.
It was just one bit of scores. One game that yesterday.
The Monday night's game. Burnley 1-1 in Forest.
I heard Thingy's goal was Waldy. I haven't seen it yet.
Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, I need to check it out.
I didn't see it. I recorded Monday, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it there. But
I missed it. I ain't got much just for you. These stories are not supposed to be here. These are all old shit, innit?
Yeah, I just leave that for the structure.
Does that messes it up sometimes? Because you got me thinking I'm supposed to be reading something.
No. Unless there's something underneath it, just leave it blank. It's just so that next time I don't have to put in the whole structure again.
You know, you're so dramatic because every time you take one look at them, you know you've done them before.
No.
So you ain't that confused.
No, the Maguire one, I'm not sure if you put it in. This one here, I knew we spoke about it. Is Champions League tonight?
For us, it's tomorrow. For you, it might be tonight. Let me have a look.
It's Tuesday and Wednesday, though, right?
Yeah, so you might be playing today. Let's have a look. Today is Newcastle versus Milan, Young Boys versus RB Leipzig, PSG versus Dortmund, Barcelona versus Antwerp, Man City versus Corina. What United? Yeah, no, tomorrow.
Oh, we got Wednesday. We play on
Tomorrow, 8
Saturday.
p.m. Yeah, so both of us playing tomorrow.
All right.
Did you guys hear about the thing with Stephen
I'm
A?
gonna miss tomorrow.
What happened with Stephen A?
He was getting on to Terrell Owens, Theo, about something.
I think I saw a headline, but I didn't watch the video.
They've always had beef, innit?
Yeah.
They don't like each other. And then I don't know how it's come back up. I think Stephen A's been doing some interviews and that, and he was talking about why Max Kellerman left First Take, and he spoke on it about him and Max, not necessarily like he didn't enjoy working with him and whatnot. Yeah. So there's been extracts from that podcast going around.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter put, this is the real reason Stephen A don't like Max. And it's because Terrell Owens, is it Terrell Owens?
Yeah,
Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens, T.O. was on First Take one time when Stephen A and Max was on there. And he said, Max is blacker than you, basically. You get me? Where Max,
I remember
there was something when they were talking about some social issues or something. Stephen A had one stance, Max had another stance. And he was like, Max is blacker than you, basically.
Max was back in the black narrative more than Stephen A was.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And Stephen A was like, whoa. So when they brought that back up online recently, T.O. quote tweeted it, like to say, it's facts. You get me? So then Stephen A's quote tweeted him, like, yo, pussy, you need to
relax.
You need to relax before I start talking like the things, before I tell people, before I tell you about yourself. But I didn't see what happened after that.
Yeah, you basically summed it all up. That's exactly what happened. Oh no, Kyrie Irving got involved and basically said, guys, just like call each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop all of this nonsense.
Kyrie.
Call each other.
Yeah, because he slightly squashed it with Kyrie as well.
Yeah.
He kind of admitted that he was going a bit harsh on Kyrie because he had beef with his dad. It weren't really between Kyrie and that. You
Imagine.
Bare nonsense.
But yeah, he responded to Kyrie saying, you know what, Kyrie, you're right, man. This shouldn't be on Twitter. We should actually just call and sort this out. Yeah.
Stephen A's full of shit. He's moving like the numbers was dropping and that, and it's because of Max and all that. The show ain't been good since Max had gone, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed him and Max together, to be fair. And he was on Joe Biden yesterday, or last
Max?
week. No,
Stephen A.
He was talking about the whole reason why he didn't want to work with Max. He just,
Yeah, but it sounds like
that's what
it's
the clips
fronting
were
though,
coming from.
man. Well, I can't say he's fronting. That's his thing, but it sounded like nonsense to me. Like, and I don't know where he's checking these ratings or whatever. And obviously, like, the internet's not necessarily a real place. You get me? It's different to real life.
Yeah.
But anything like no one dislikes Max.
No,
Like,
I enjoyed that.
any
I enjoyed
receipts.
that.
Any receipts I see.
Yeah.
Like no one dislikes Max. Like the way he's talking, like to say, people saying, he's not an ex-professional or he's not a journalist or thing. So his reputation. I'm saying, I mean, like I said, I ain't got the numbers from TV Land or whatever. I'm not doing that kind of market research. But where I see, no one's got an issue with Max. Like everybody likes Max.
Yeah.
And this is what he's trying to do. Like, he's full of shit, man.
But I don't think he was saying the numbers were going down, you know. I think he was saying the numbers are still...
No, he was saying they went to number 2 and all that. He was saying that we weren't have to be number 2, we went to be number 1.
They were kind of fluctuating. They're still number 1, but they kind of...
Yeah, he was trying shit. And he basically saying it's because of Max, basically.
No, it wasn't because of Max.
And like I said, is that me? This is me the whole time.
When it comes to boxing anyway, Max is the guy.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Yeah,
Boxing
stuff, man.
He knows his stuff for boxing.
Max used to rap back in the day.
Yeah.
He's one of them white guys who love black culture.
Yeah, he's always doing Biggie quotes, Jay-Z quotes.
all the time. All the time.
Yeah, so it's probably all that stuff that was pissing Stephen A off.
Probably.
But,
Probably.
like, stay in your lane.
I haven't seen him since. Remember, there was bare layoffs, isn't it? On was it ESPN or Fox, whatever.
He had a morning show with K-Sean and Jay Will, but I think that's gone.
That's gone. Remember, there was bare layoffs on the particular.
On ESPN.
Yeah,
they sacked bare people.
Bare people, and that show's gone. I haven't seen him since. I've seen K-Sean's on
First Take.
Undisputed,
First Take, Undisputed. Yeah.
Jay Will, I haven't seen Jay Will since.
Yeah, don't know.
And Max, I haven't seen Max since.
Why? They get in this situation, man.
Have you managed to check out any of Stephen A and Sharp yet, Shannon?
I watched it. I watched the first day. I watched it live.
Yeah. Oh, you watched the first day live? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because sometimes, because about 2 o'clock, 2-3 in the afternoon, it'll be the time of there.
To be fair, I'm gonna miss him and Skip's NBA chat, but I'm looking forward to him and Stephen A though.
What was funny is they keep clipping it up because he keeps doing it, but on the first day he done it like 2-3 times. He's getting pissed with himself. He keeps calling him Skip.
I saw that. Yeah.
Like he's arguing with him. He's like Skip. And he's like shit.
And apparently, from what I heard, he was forced out of Undisputed from FS1. Like he didn't actually want to leave. Like, he was pushed out.
That's what Stephen A said on the show.
On Joe Budden, yeah. He said he was pushed out.
Well, he probably would have been. Well, not even would have been, but yeah, I guess so. It was getting a bit volatile over there anyway, man.
It was. Do you have any opinions on the fact that Skip always needs, or seems like he always wants to have a black counterpart? Even with the whole Lil Wayne thing, I feel like he's forcing it with Lil Wayne.
No, man, he loves Lil Wayne, man.
No, I know he loves Lil Wayne, but I don't want to see Lil Wayne on your show talking about sports, honestly, with his croaky voice, bro.
I think Skip's just someone that's just of the culture, man. And he just seems like he just...
I'm not like, I'm pissed I can't call him racist. It gets my damn nerves sometimes. But I can't. He loves Michael Jordan too much for racist.
No, I think Skip's someone that's just of the culture and he just gets it. And I think, especially with sitting down with working with Stephen A for so long.
Yeah.
And
no, I can't
obviously then Shannon and all the athletes. Like I think he gets it. He understands the space that he's in, and to see him and just even the way he is. You don't want to see Skip sit down with a white man chatting shit. Like I don't know what kind of energy that's not gonna be right.
To be fair, I like Skip. I don't hate Skip because of his whole LeBron narrative, innit? Because he's on LeBron's neck. That's why I have a little bit of disdain towards Skip. But I like Skip though. But he just needs to leave LeBron alone, bro.
Yeah, but like I think he's just very self-aware and he just gets it. That's not gonna work. Skipping a white man because
no, it won't work. His brand is him and a black guy. But I think I haven't seen his new show now. There's too many guests for me. It's kind of off-putting. Like
it looks terrible. I wouldn't watch it. I can't watch it. I
haven't watched it since. I saw a clip of it just to see the dynamic. There's 3 of them, plus him. That's 4. They're all big personalities. They're all talking. I'm like, nah, I can't do this.
You need something more humble, man. First things first. You watch First Things First?
I watch almost everything.
Nick Wright and
yeah.
That's all right. You can go there.
That's Nick, Brew,
and
whatever his name is.
Wows.
Yeah. I like that stuff. I like that. What about Shaq and them, man? Shaq.
Well, inside the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's good on game night, innit?
Kenny.
That's dope though. That's probably one of the coldest shows.
Charles, yeah.
That's probably one of the coldest shows still. Like on game night, them man there. Yeah, them man there. I don't know how long they can keep going for.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Gillette Soccer Saturday thing. It's probably gonna get to a point where they're gonna wanna try and freshen it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they've been on for years now.
They have.
But they still got life in them. They do their thing still.
Yeah, they do. You know who I'd like and I don't like? His name's gone from my head now. Used to play for OKC, Boston. Perk.
Yeah.
He annoys me sometimes, man. He's a bit jarring.
Yeah, I used to like Perk, and then he turned against Kyrie, so I don't like him anymore.
Kendrick Perkins.
But yeah, that's all we got to react to today. Yeah, man. Tuesday night, Champions League. It's different. I look forward to it. I'm gonna go home and watch football, man.
Yeah.
You're excited. You're ready to be back in the big time.
Listen, it's been a long 6 years, man. And we're finally home, man. Yeah, don't look about that, man. We're home. Listen, Arsenal were a mainstay in Champions League.
No, fact.
For a very long time, despite the fact that we never won it. Obviously, got the one final, whatever. But we were a mainstay, man. We were a mainstay, and back home.
Yeah, you're gonna get teary-eyed when you hear that music and thing, yeah?
Trust me. No, it is. I can be honest. I'm happy for the players, man. I'm happy for the players. Like especially the ones who came here for that reason. Like Rice and even the ones who've been here who helped us get there. Sackers, the Martinellis, I mean, I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Boy, I hope you can perform, man, when the lights are brightest, man.
I think we will. Remember, this group, I'm not saying we're going to smash this group or whatever. I'm
group's easy.
I'm not. Relax, man.
If you don't top that group.
Relax.
See, he's always trying to take
I'm not going to hit
pressure
myself.
away.
But what I'm saying is, this group ain't that hard on paper.
You should top the group now.
It's not that hard on paper. You know what I mean? But it's Arsenal winning, so sometimes you just never know with these boys, man. But you know what I mean? I'm not thinking we're gonna win it at all, but I feel like we need to quarters will be nice. Quarters will be nice. You know what I mean?
All right. Let's see, man. Let's get into done out here. What we got today? A little short and sweet. All right, cool. Here we go. I was running through. I ain't got no pictures of the kids because I wanted to big up the youth, man. Basically, we've had a few incidences with people trying to abduct people. Even I've put them on done it here. You get me? Recently, we had like another case of a man trying to abduct a little 3-year-old in Audi, but he didn't get away with it. He got stopped because the youth man's older brother. This is the piece of shit here. The youth man's older brother protected him, stopped him, grabbed his brother, and then ran back to the mumsy. But the little hero's only 7.
No way.
Yeah, that's mad. So the youth that he tried to take was 3. Basically, there was a mum shopping, and she had her kids there, and I think she pulled the news at rest up by the window while she would go do her paying and thing. And she was paying, like checking on them while what she was doing. And at that point, this man try grab the 3-year-old youth in the big Audi, in the middle of the Audi as well. I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, his older brother jumped up, stopped him, saved the youth.
I'm so proud of him.
Ran back to it was cold, but I mean, I suppose they're kids, so they ain't got their images here. But I was looking for the youth, man. I wanted to see the young king, see, get what I'm trying to say, like, trying to big him up still.
That's sick. That's really good.
But all these stories just let you know that there's still mad people out here, man. Like, you just have to just stay woke and be careful because you never know. Even when you're going to do your shopping, these are the kind of things. This piece of shit has been jailed for this already. He got 3 years and 2 months in Manchester's Mineral Street Crown Court. So he's off the streets. You get me? Like, users are safe. Just so you know, they're doing their work. But yeah, I don't know, man. 18 months and then we'll be back again. We gotta change the rules for these people, man. Again, we gotta just put them on their own little island or just ban them. Do what they used to do back in the day, send them to Australia or something like that. We just gotta make a new country for these people because sometimes it just don't feel right. 3 years is not really a long time. He's not gonna do the full 3 years. He's only gonna do half, and he gets to come out and just do all this fuckery again. I don't know how I feel about it, man. To bring back jungle justice, capital punishment and that.
100%. For people like this, 100%. As long as you can prove that this person was going to do it, get rid of him.
But they got no fear, though. How are you doing that in a supermarket?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well.
It's sickness, man.
Sorry, what's the I was in the chat, sorry.
The man tried to grab a youth, man. He tried to adopt one of the little kids, a little 3-year-old, but his older brother saved him. His older brother's only 7. That's what I was saying. That. So big up that kid. He was raised well. You get me? The young Spartan saved him. My man's 61, and yeah.
Look him up,
I dread to think like what you would have done to this little 3-year-old. You know, that's insane.
Don't want to go there. Yeah, no, trust me. Anyone who's got kids, when you hear stuff like that, you feel it. You get me? Like, it is scary, man. But like I said, it's not far long enough. But he's been taken off the roads. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's doing porridge right now. So take a little bit of solace in that. But he is definitely done out here, boy. What's his name? Sergius Paskevicius? Yeah. Don't make me turn into one of them Brexit man either. I won't even talk. You know what I'm saying? Because
I was on the verge as well.
I'm not even gonna go there. But homie is definitely done at it, man. Fucking hell, man. Big up the little kid who saved his little brother, man.
Big up him, man.
Yeah, you're a champion still. That was cold. And yeah, man, let's get into our outro.
All right. Good show as always. Big up our lovely guests, the Wright brothers. Check out their play. Gonna be Greenwich Theatre, 26th, 27th, and 28th of October. The tickets are out now. Go on their Instagram, check it. Let's support them. They're doing amazing things. Big up you guys as well in the comments. Big up you guys who have watched this morning. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you as part of our community. Do like the video, please. Thank you kindly. And subscribe to the channel. Share it. Do all that great stuff. Follow us on our social media platforms as well. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. If you have dilemmas to send in, and also the number to call when we're live, the number is 075 6484 1073. If you would like to feature on the show, or if you would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. See you guys tomorrow.
Quick
Bye.
question, Marks. I'm trying to watch the rap battles. It's season 1 on YouTube.
Pen game.
Pen game?
Pen game, yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, yeah.
I can't find episode 4.
Episode 4 of
season 1.
Yeah, it might not be there.
Boss.
Huh?
Where is it?
Where is it? What do you mean, where is it?
All right, cool. So
Right.
it's not available.
Got the cameras.
All right, cool. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Yes.